Three Wolf Moon sale.
Hell yeah. Do you remember
That's
those
not
shirts?
on sale. Megan has one of those shirts.
Of course she does. Every Tumblr user for a short time had those shirts. Well, one of them.
I don't think Megan was not really a big Tumblr kid. She looks like she should have been, but she wasn't.
She had one.
Yeah, but she didn't use it. She doesn't go on it like how me, Chris, and Emma go on it. Yeah. I don't know how often you go on.
I used to go on a lot more, but now I go on like once a week because I only see new posts like once a week, honestly.
I don't go on as much because it's every single post is like, so for $30 you can get this on my Patreon. And I'm like, silence, wench. I do not wish to be horny. Honestly, I just wish to be happy.
Can I be honest? In terms of culture, TikTok's the new Tumblr.
Yeah. Have you ever seen the silence wench thing?
Yeah. It's like Begone Thought, essentially.
But it just looks really fun. Like, well done.
Which one? Did you send it in the chat?
Yeah.
Oh, this. I actually have not seen this.
Yeah. I guess it's like a direct reference to an actual game.
But I didn't realize it has sound.
Well, whatever. It's not like we haven't really started yet.
What we call a rolling start.
Yeah, well, you can keep that in or you can cut it out. Whatever.
We'll see how I feel about it. Hey, well, while we're here, hey everybody, welcome to the Media Hole Podcast.
Welcome to a very fun quarantine Media Hole Podcast.
That's right, we're back to doing them remotely
because Nathan's mom is dead.
She's not. She's a little. She's got a little
cold. I would be very sad.
Yeah, I would be more sad, obviously.
Why? Why would you be more sad that your mom is dead?
But yeah, my mom is a little bit sick. Probably just a cold, but right now we're recording it remotely, so that's why Ian's sound quality is going to be a little bit worse than mine.
Yeah, probably.
Not
on the headset mic this time, though.
Yeah, better than the headset mic. That was great.
Yeah.
It's like me talking fully normal in a room, and then Ian's like, "Yeah, well, I was just saying that."
Since I have to use the side tone when I use my headset, because like right now I don't know how loud I actually am.
Yeah.
Like in my own space. So I use side tone on my headset. I peak all the time. Like it's constantly like, yeah, so it is, Chris! Why did you vote me in Among Us? Yeah.
Yeah, you peak our mics pretty frequently too.
Yeah, but that's on you.
It's less bad. It's less bad when you do it in this mic because it's a good mic. I swear I'm gonna. If we end up doing a lot more remote stuff, I'll just fucking bring you one of these and then buy you one of those like XLR to
I'll
USB sets. Yeah.
Man.
Oh,
so, anyways, what are we doing here? What are we
doing here? What do we got?
Yeah.
All right, let's get into it. First, let's start with some less fun stuff before we get into the fun stuff. You ready?
Yeah.
All right. Hey guys, this episode of the podcast is gonna be releasing on November 2nd, 2020. If you live in the United States, voting day is tomorrow.
Oh God.
You might not know this, but your country is teetering on the brink of a civil war. So, vote Joe Biden. Do some research on the laws and candidates that are the progressive favorites and vote down the ballot. Please, I'm begging you. Now, I know you're tired about hearing about politics, so I'm going to make you this promise, American listeners who hate politics. If Biden wins, this podcast will not talk about U.S. politics until February, barring any major event that would be irresponsible to not talk about. Again, only if Biden wins. Thank you.
If Trump wins, unfortunately, we have to dunk on you super hard.
If Trump wins, not only do we have to dunk on you super hard, but we're going to have to talk about all the dumb bullshit he does every week. Because you know there's a new thing.
Well, because you know it's going to be him going like, bro, you know, I'm the best. I'm the greatest. It's like, all right, man.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, there's actually a really good joke at the start of Borat where because we watched me and most of our friends watched Borat 2 last night.
Yeah.
Nathan could not attend because he's in quarantine.
Oh, it was an in-person event for Borat?
Yeah.
I thought it was
I
thought those were two separate events.
No, we went over to Kyle's house last night.
Oh, sick.
So,
yeah.
um,
When
we're
Chris-
at the beginning of at the beginning of the movie, he does this whole like lead-in where he's talking about how one man has ruined all of America, and he's and in an effort to make it great again, and then he says like it, and as soon as he said like, and now a new man has stepped up to make it great again, I'm like, oh, okay. He's saying Obama ruined America.
yeah.
But then, oh, man, the gift that he's that movie is ridiculous. I'll talk about it later, but
It's a pornographic monkey he's trying to give Mike Pence, right?
yeah, except the monkey dies immediately
Oh, Jesus Christ.
because his daughter hides in the crate and eats the monkey to survive on her way to America. And then it becomes him trying to get his daughter sugar baby ready to give to Mike Pence, because Mike Pence is a ladies' man.
Yeah,
He's such a ladies' man that they can't leave him in the same room as another woman.
oh fuck, that's actually raw as hell, isn't it?
It's the whole beginning of that movie is hilarious. Like, it's just nonstop like misdirection, and then at the and then they weren't filming that movie during quarantine. They had to finish filming during quarantine. So then they
Right.
changed up the narrative at the end that quarantine was happening.
Oh shit.
Where he goes and stays with like these two dudes, and they like tell him all the conspiracy theories about how it's a hoax, but then these guys are also quarantining, so whatever.
Yeah.
And then I didn't end up seeing the scene that he had to rush inside of the production trailer because he saw a guy approach him with a gun. I think they cut that scene out.
Oh.
There's like a scene where he's dressed up as like a fake fat American country singer.
Yeah.
And I guess there's an extended version where he kind of does that thing he did in the first Borat movie where he sings the Kazakhstan national anthem at like a derby or whatever the fuck.
Oh shit.
But there was a guy who started to rush him on the stage, and they saw that he had a gun, so he had to run away.
RNC. It was the RNC. The Republican National Conventions.
No, he wasn't at that. I don't know. You know what? Maybe he was. The scene, they kind of just said it was a random small thing.
Yeah, I thought
Yeah.
I thought they were talking about him doing a thing. I thought that was in the news, but who knows?
Yeah.
Can I be honest? Like, I probably wouldn't have gone to watch Borat 2 anyways because I don't like prank movies.
See, that's the thing. I don't like them either. I really don't like the first Borat movie. I don't think it's very funny.
It's why
I think it just started a bunch of kids doing like, haha, my wife, I'm so funny. But after that, like, watching
both
this one,
movies
I'm like,
are
that's actually really
inherently
funny.
like political commentaries because, like,
But the
know,
other
it's-
one feels like a like it just kind of
yeah, the
feels like
first
he's
one's
just ripping
worse.
on Jewish people, and there's like no message. But
No,
this
he
one
is-
is very clear.
Sacha Baron Cohen is Jewish.
I
That's
know
the
people keep
joke.
telling me that, but he keeps ripping on Jewish people the whole time, and the message feels unclear.
I thought it was that he keeps saying that around people, and they encourage him, and they're the goobers because he's actually Jewish. Is the joke?
Yeah, but it just doesn't feel that good to watch that one. But this one, it's like he kind of just says dumb things, and he just makes people act like making America great again. People.
Yeah. It's just like, I get like the whole thing he's going for, but I just feel like he mostly uses just over the top, like, gross out stuff.
Yeah, there wasn't a ton of that in this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was one super gross one where in a prior scene, his daughter learned that in America, it's not a gross thing to have your period like it is for them.
Okay.
So they go to this like father-daughter dance where they try and fucking fake their shit. And she ends up like, she goes like, oh, I'm on my period right now. And he goes like, great. And then she ends up throwing her dress up and just showing this like these bloody, disgusting panties. And I'm like, that's the grossest part of the movie. But that's the one part that I would be like, yeah, that's to be super gross.
I think the thing that's the most offensive about Borat is, like, Kazakhstan's a real place where, like, human beings that aren't horrible live. Do you know what I mean? Like, I get that it's just they use it because it's a country in the Middle East that people don't know anything about in America, because Americans
honestly,
don't know shit.
For a long time, I didn't think it was a real place.
Yeah.
Yeah. But also, I was like fucking 11 when that movie came out. I don't know international geography.
Oh yeah, Borat did come out in 2006.
Yeah. Well, because the opening of the movie is that he is now a disgraced news reporter in Kazakhstan because he made his country look like a joke.
Right. Yeah.
So they send him to America because Donald Trump keeps becoming friends with all these really powerful national leaders, but he won't come to Kazakhstan.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was the purpose of the gift to Mike Pence, because they can't give it to Trump, because in the first Borat movie, there's a part where he shit on the on like the awning outside of the Trump Hotel in New York.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so that was like a good callback.
But yeah, Borat exists.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Cool.
Yeah, I laughed a lot. Everyone else did. Even I looked over and Emma was snickering.
Yeah.
I kept making this dumb joke. How long has it been since you've been at Kyle's house?
Oh, it's been ages.
He has in his like downstairs in like the main floor bathroom, there's like this fucking towel holder, but that's just a thumbs up sticking out of the wall. So every single time I got up to take a piss, I would like take the towel off the wall and put my hand against it, and I just kept saying I'm gonna beat this dude in thumb wrestling. I did it 3 times. And I was only sending the snap to the people in the room.
And you sent them the snap every time?
Yeah. Except one time I like waited at like 10 minutes and like went to the bathroom, got up, sat back down, took my hand out, took my phone out like 10 minutes later and sent it. And Kyle just looks over at me. He's like, "How did you do that?" Yeah.
All right, folks, let's get right into some news.
Well, we could do like a Borat related news thing.
What Borat?
There is a babysitter in that movie.
Oh, yeah.
She actually pushes the plot forward, and it's not scripted at all. Just like the way they
just
lead,
like a person.
She's just a real human being. The way they lead people through that shit, and like the way, like the fact that they actually push the plot ahead, is ridiculous. So like she like has like this whole speech she gives to Borat's daughter about being a good person, or like how you should be proud that you're a woman, sort of thing. Mm-hmm. And so she only got paid like $3,600 for her role, and it's pretty much just that's the amount she gets paid to do her job. So
well, and also like $3,600 for somebody who's like non-union actor. Yeah, that's like a pretty normal paycheck. That's pretty good, actually.
It's not bad. It's just that she did contribute a lot to the film, even if it was accidental. And like the people who saw the movie, they like went and made a GoFundMe and raised like $100,000 for her. And Sacha Baron Cohen was like, "You know what? You're right. She does deserve more money," and also gave her another $100,000.
For sure.
Yeah,
that's really cool. But like, you know, it's like a pseudo documentary. That's like a pretty reasonable. You know,
yeah,
it's a low budget movie. It doesn't cost a lot to make something like that.
Yeah, especially when it's like Sacha Baron Cohen, the actress who plays his daughter, and like a couple of cameramen. That's pretty much all it is. And well, there was a screenplay and everything, but
yeah, there's a director, there's some camera people, there's there's sound engineers. Like a film set's much bigger than you'd expect, but like it's still like a pseudo documentary, so it's lower budget than like a regular produced movie. You know,
the budget was 10 to 20 million.
Yeah, see, so that's like 2 to 4 Get Outs.
Yeah, and I'm sure that's also paying like the people who were actually starring in the movie.
Yeah, that
or the Tom Hanks cameo at the end.
That's funny.
Because the whole thing at the end is it turns out that he is patient 0 of COVID, and he spread it around on his trip to America. And there's a part where he goes to Australia, and it's like a shitty green screen background with Tom Hanks there, and him as Borat just comes in and goes like, Tom Hanks, I'm a very big fan of the Forrest Gumps. Can I get an autograph? And then he like coughs aggressively in his face.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Let's get
the original. The original Borat had an 18 million budget.
Damn.
Yeah, I'm sure most of that is lawsuits.
Oh yeah. No.
Yeah.
That's not included. Budget is what you spend during production.
Maybe the lawsuits during, like hush money, like shh, shut up.
Because like Borat 2, 10 to 20 million budget, like, but marketing is always after. That's why they were saying like Justice League seemed to make its money back at the box office, but if you factor in the marketing, it like made like barely half of what they spent on it.
Okay.
And then they decided to spend another 40-50 million on it to get Zack Snyder to do more of it.
And that's stupid.
Yeah. Imagine spending an additional $50 million on a movie people did not like the first time. And that you already lost like over $100 million.
I swear it'll fix it this time. I swear to God it'll be good.
Like imagine they were like, hold on, let's add some more scenes to 2003's Daredevil, because there's like parts of a good movie in there. But let's spend another $50 million shooting more scenes on it.
Yeah.
Let's call back whatever the name of the director of that film is.
Yeah.
And yes, before you get at me at the comments, the director's cut is pretty good. It's still not a great movie, but the director's cut...
Isn't the director's cut the Snyder cut?
No, because the Snyder cut has scenes that were not filmed. Like, there was storyboards of the Martian Manhunter showing up, but they never filmed that scene. So they're spending money to film more.
Oh wow, the director of Daredevil has literally made one fresh movie.
Ooh. What is it?
Grumpy Old Men, and it's from 1993. And he was a screenwriter for that. But since then... Oh, okay. He did Simon Birch, which I guess... Simon Birch is about a kid who's like super small. Actually, wait. Yeah, this is that movie. And he ends up like dying. Wait.
He's got like brittle bones.
He's an 11-year-old dwarf.
Oh.
I don't know. Is that a fine term still?
I think we say dwarves or little people. I'm not sure.
Yeah. So the whole thing is that at the end of the movie, the kid like dies.
Yeah.
Because like saving a bunch of other kids, and it's just like one of those movies to make you sad.
Oh, it's like a trauma porn film?
Yeah, Roger Ebert liked the movie.
Oh, Roger Ebert's usually pretty smart.
Yeah, he gave it a 3 out of 4.
Yeah.
I don't know, I watched it when I was a kid, and I enjoyed it. It was a very, very sad movie. Like, it's big old tear time.
I've honestly never heard of it.
Yeah. Also, it's one of those movies where it's told from the perspective of the other kid in the movie, Simon Birch's like friend.
Yeah.
Telling his son the story of his best friend.
Do you know what movie is trying to be a movie like that but utterly fails and is the reason why the director of Star Wars Episode 9 changed?
Why?
The Book of Henry.
What? The Book of Henry?
The Book of Henry is a ridiculous film about, like those movies that are about people that are like smart but they're assholes.
Yeah.
Okay, so like the Book of Henry is like that, but it's like a 12-year-old kid, right? And he's like super smart, and he's like good at stocks and shit, and he's genius, and he's brilliant, and everybody tells him how smart he is all the time. But he's an asshole to his mom because his mom's like a waitress that makes like decent money. just like okay money to keep them around, and then like likes to do things like play Gears of War sometimes and drinks a little bit.
Yeah.
And he keeps consistently criticizing her for all of the choices she makes. And then he gets cancer and dies. But before, oh wait, hold on, let's dial it back. Their neighbor has a daughter who like is friends with the family, but she's being either physically or I think she's being sexually abused by him. Okay. And so like before Henry dies, he comes up with a murder plan of how he could murder the dad and have like fake adoption papers so that the family would adopt the neighbor kid girl. It's a really dumb movie that thinks it's smart and thinks it's saccharine when it's really not. It's like really bad.
Okay.
It's a great so bad it's good movie. Honestly, that would be a good one to watch as a group, because like there's a whole like the plot of the movie is a child coming up with a murder plan.
Yeah.
Like a literal child.
That does sound like a bad one.
But the kid dies and the mom has to do it. Is the whole thing. It's funny. It also doesn't make sense if you think about it. Yeah. Cuz like one of the things was like go to a gun store and buy an illegal gun because you know gun store people have illegal guns, and it's like you're 11. Like I know that the movie is about the mom doing it and the mom can do that, but you're an 11-year-old boy who wrote the plan.
Okay, let's move on.
All right.
I just saw something was really weird. You know Limmy?
Yeah.
He has he streams on Twitch, and I guess he was playing some horror game. It looks like some multiplayer horror game where his BPM was being measured.
Oh
and
yeah.
It was 33. And so it said 33 BPM, lowest heart rate on Twitch. And Libby says, I've been to the doctor about it. He checked my pulse, blood pressure, and a test to see if there was something wrong with my thyroid. All fine. The people in the chat are like, he's the coldest killer on Twitch. Because he's just sitting there going like, yep. Just brutally murdering people and going like, nothing
That's
wrong
funny.
here.
That's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into some actual news and shit.
Yeah.
All right. Neil Gaiman's teasing the upcoming Netflix adaptation of The Sandman, the best graphic novel series of all time. It started shooting a couple of weeks ago.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Bones exists?
I think you're thinking of Bone.
Bone. Fuck, you're right. But also, I didn't read Bone. I was just thinking of something else.
Yeah. Bones by Jeff Lemire. He's Canadian.
Good.
He has a good Green Arrow run from like a couple years ago.
Well, that's cool. Anyways, Sandman, you'd nut about that.
The Sandman is the best graphic novel series of all time. The show started shooting a couple weeks ago. Casting info still not available, which is surprising. Usually that shit gets out pretty early. Neil Gaiman is actually co-showrunning the series with another writer, and season 1 is going to cover the first 2 main story arcs of the book, which are called Preludes and Nocturnes and The Doll's House. Gaiman also stated that they will eventually adapt the entire series up to and including the 30th anniversary story Overture, and that there are fail-safes, quote-unquote, in case Netflix cancels it.
Nice.
Because Netflix cancels shows all the fucking time, and somebody on Twitter asked him what happened. Like, what'll happen? And he's like, we have fail-safes. Which is almost certainly just HBO Max. Like, you don't need to be coy about it.
Fuck, Netflix goes like, what? You've had 1 season? It's good enough.
Yeah.
Or what is it? After like 2 seasons,
It's
they're allowed to
3.
renegotiate? 3?
It's 3. They cancel every show after 3 on Netflix.
Because you're allowed to renegotiate on the 4th season, and they're like, nah,
You're
don't
allowed
get more
to-
money.
Yeah, they'll like break contract and like say, we agreed to a 3rd season and now we're canceling that season.
Yeah. Because it's probably cheaper to them to go through whatever contract breaking shit that is.
Yeah, I was really worried they would do that to Doom Patrol. But that's not Netflix, that's DC Universe / HBO Max. But they didn't. They approved them for a 3rd season, which is good, because Doom Patrol's good. And then I got a rumor / leak. Michael Keaton is maybe coming back to play Batman in a Batman Beyond HBO Max series as a sort of follow-up to that Flashpoint movie that he's going to show up in.
That would be cool.
Hell yeah.
I assume he'd be
He'd be Bruce Wayne.
old Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
Because I was just thinking, like, what if he was Terry McGinnis?
How do you do, fellow kids?
Yeah.
It's me, Terry McGinnis.
I keep playing characters that use wings.
Yes. I've been 2 types of Birdman and the Batman.
I haven't been Batman in like 30 years now.
Yeah, but I'm coming back for the Flash movie and maybe a TV show.
Yeah.
Who is your current cast for Terry McGinnis?
Terry McGinnis?
Yeah.
Oh, he's got to be someone young. If this was like 10 years ago, I would have been like, oh, okay. Is it like a teenage Terry McGinnis, or are we going to just up him to like 20 or something?
Well, I'm assuming we're going to get somebody that's in their early 20s to be playing him at 17.
Okay.
Because like a key part of his story is that he went to juvie.
Because if someone was younger, like if Joseph Gordon-Levitt was younger, he would have been really good.
But you want somebody with a little bit more beef, because he's got a little bit of that triangle shape. You know what I'm talking about?
Terry, yeah, that's the comment. That's like a cartoon, though. They always have a little bit of a triangle shape.
But like Spider-Man in a cartoon, he's skinny. He's a little skinny
I don't know,
boy.
I'm not that good with young actors unless they've been in a Marvel movie. So
yeah, that's fair.
yeah.
Let me try to think. Probably get. This is lazy. Just get one of those Riverdale kids.
Yeah.
Get a Riverdale child in there. Probably you'll do it.
Get one of those fucking kids from 13 Reasons Why, because you know they're also like all 30.
Yeah, I don't think anybody in 13 Reasons Why is like truly enough of a bad boy.
Yeah, and also they're not all very good actors. I watched like one episode in like the final season.
I read the book.
Why did 13 Reasons Why get canceled? I don't know, because it sucked.
Yeah, but it was really popular.
Yeah, but it's a Netflix show and it got 4 seasons, so good enough.
Yeah, that's fair. The book was only 1 book, so you didn't need to do 3 more stories.
Hannah Baker's been dead this whole time.
Yeah. I remember liking the book. I read it when I was a teenager and was like, wow, this is pretty cool.
And also, wasn't like the book like not horrible about, like it was a good thing?
It's sort of, I mean, anything that's like sort of obsessing about a suicide is going to romanticize it somewhat.
Yeah.
Like, look at all those people that go to the Into the Wild place where he died.
Okay, so one of the guys on 13 Reasons Why is an Asian dude named Ross Butler, and he was in the movie Shazam.
Oh, he's one of the older children.
He was Eugene.
Yeah, he was one of the adopted kids.
But I don't know. I can feel like I could see this dude playing like a.
Did you say Ross Butler?
Yeah.
Hold on, let me just get a good look. Yeah. Oh yeah, he's a Terry McGinnis type 100%.
Yeah. And he clearly like he works out. Like he's
he's like a little bit.
I remember him being boy. On the thing. I believe he wasn't that bad of an actor on 13 Reasons Why.
Yeah. Oh, and he's a Riverdale child.
Yeah. Oh shit. There we go.
There you go.
So we covered all our bases.
It's a Riverdale kid. It's a young person who's been in a superhero movie, and it's a fucking 13 Reasons Why child. Bam.
Damn, what a bummer. He left Riverdale for 13 Reasons Why.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, he was also to all the boy in the movie.
All the boys I loved before.
To all the boys. P.S. I still love you.
Oh, that's the second one.
Yeah.
I think Netflix films are trying to fight with Japanese fighting games for how many words you can put in the title.
No, they're fighting with fucking visual novels.
Visual novels.
That time I got reincarnated as a slime, going through the underground world as a vending machine.
I don't know. I still like words that don't make any sense next to each other, but in a long line. Like under night in birth, EXE late in brackets CLR.
Reborn as a vending machine, I now wander the dungeon.
Hold on, if the title of your thing has a comma in it, it's too long.
Yeah, I kind of want to read it because it looks so bad, but like I'm sure it's just the same thing as reincarnated as a slime when it's just like, yeah, you got to the point where you're so powerful, you're just a human again.
What kind of vending machine is he?
I believe it's a dude, but
yeah, it's usually a dude. But there was one that
carried
wasn't.
by the bait in the show.
Hold on. Oh, I see. There's a woman carrying him.
Yeah. He can see and hear, but is immobile, with his speech being limited to stock Japanese vending machines phrases such as "welcome" or "too bad."
That's
As a
funny.
vending machines, he can dispense any item he has bought in his previous life and convert such sales to points, thus sustaining his existence. He is also able to use excess coins to add additional features to his vending machine body. So that's the point where it's like, now I have arms and a leg instead of just a human.
That's actually pretty funny. The talking.
His name is Boxo.
Okay, the talking in the vending machine lines though is good. Like that's like, honestly, that's the thing you say to me when you're like, oh, it only can say the default vending machine things that they say in Japanese. I'm like, oh, that turns it over to funny. Like,
yeah,
that's like fucking some dumb shit. I would love to see a version of that that's like less gross than most light novel things are as a live action film. That'd be funny. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, get rid of all the weird, gross like shit that's in every goddamn fucking anime nowadays, and just something dumb and make that a movie. Get Nicolas Cage as the vending machine. Or as the partner friend. I don't know.
No, it's got to be the hot girl.
Yeah, Nick Cage is the hot girl.
Oh, okay. They actually get like a hot woman's body, and they just like put Nicolas Cage's face over it like it's an Adam Sandler movie.
Wow. Hold on, that was almost Owen Wilson. Wow. Fucking vending machine saying, you look real hot right now. Like your skull's on fire.
Your skull's on fire.
Got him.
Ghost Rider.
Ghost Rider's good, actually.
All right, so moving on. That's enough about Batman.
All right, let's talk about Cyberpunk. It got delayed again. It's December 10th.
Yeah. Remember, they said that fucking game, there was an email like a couple weeks ago that said they're all required to work 6-day work weeks. That's cool.
That sucks.
It's great. I love it. And then the game is now delayed, so that means those 6-day work weeks are going farther.
For another 21 days.
I've been reading a bunch of things about Cyberpunk is actually a shitty company to work at. They just have a amazing what is it?
PR?
What's it called? Yeah, very good PR department.
Yeah.
And because they got in a lot of trouble during The Witcher 2, and then for The Witcher 3, they had like crazy like crunch time.
Yeah, but so people were talking about like they're supposed to be the company that doesn't do crunch is one of the big things that they were saying like during Witcher 3, and it turns out that was all fucking PR bullshit, and they paid people like garbage, which is stupid.
There was someone who had to do like facial modeling, and they only for like an entire month's work they only got paid like $430.
Yeah, that's like less than fucking minimum wage. That's minimum wage in Poland, but like you know, it's less than minimum wage here in Canada. Yeah, I mean that sucks. I'm still gonna fucking play the game. I pre-ordered it ages ago.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just going through Reddit trying to find that master post, and it just says the release of Cyberpunk be like, and it's a truck very quickly going towards like a cement pole in the ground, and it keeps changing the camera angles but never reaching it. So it's like it's right about to hit it, and then it cuts, and it's like, no, it's so far away.
That's so funny.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, that's bad. Maybe have realistic expectations on when your fucking game's gonna come out.
Yeah.
Like, do the math. Don't
keep
throwing
the
like,
thing that they
titles out.
said is like, and this made me feel kind of even more bad for the people working there, is they're like, Cyberpunk 2077 like got delayed. It was like pretty much done, but like the problem is there's 9 fucking SKUs. There is 9 SKUs of this video game.
Yeah.
Like, and they were like, because Xbox One, Xbox One X, Xbox Series S, Xbox Series X, PC, Stadia, PS4, PS5. Am I missing one?
Yeah.
I don't know. Whatever.
I don't know.
Something like that. 8 or 9 SKUs. Maybe they were counting like some of the PC releases as being different. I don't know. Maybe Epic and Steam were separate, something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that fucking sucks. Again, I'm still gonna play the game, but when it comes out, I'm gonna talk about how it handles certain things, because Cyberpunk, the role-playing game that I've looked through, is mostly about how cops and corporations are bad and like, you know.
Whoa, you mean standard Cyberpunk things?
Yeah, but like in a really fucking smart way. I mean, the guy who created the Cyberpunk 2027. Wait, oh no, it's just Cyberpunk 2020. We live in the year. But Cyberpunk 2020 is created by like a black dude. You know, like it's inherently going to be fucking anti-establishment in that cool way.
That fucking I can't remember what the name of the lawyer is from The Simpsons anymore.
Oh yeah. I sent that to Kyle. I sent that to Kyle.
But it says it says, because they tweeted at someone saying no more delays are happening on October 6th, and God, I really wish I could remember his fucking
Lionel
name.
Hutz.
Lionel Hutz is like, oh, they got this all screwed up, and then writes on it says, no more delays are happening.
Yeah, it's just
because,
it's like,
which is a very good reference to The Simpsons as well.
Yeah, because
it's actual joke.
It's service free if case is lost, no money down. And they're like, oh, they screwed that up. Service is free if money lost? No, comma, money down.
Yeah.
It's funny. But now let's talk about the Nintendo Direct.
Yeah, vaguely watched this. I kind of had it on the side.
Let's blast through it then, bitch.
No more heroes.
All right, we got Bravely Default 2 coming out February.
Who cares?
I care. It showed off it's like a Final Fantasy. It's fun. It's cool. Story of Seasons.
Fuck off. Oh, sorry. I was just trying to find like what they did at the comic at this direct, and of course the top story is from CBR 5 hours ago saying Nintendo, it's time for traditional directs to end. Fuck you. I want the normal directs back. Minis are cool and they're nice, but I want the classic ones back where it's just like total like Japanese man standing there going like, please enjoy the game we have worked on.
Yeah, I'd like to see some more real directs. We've gotten a lot of partner showcases, only a couple actual ones this year.
Yeah,
but that's probably
Metroid
COVID.
Prime. Yeah, I hope they do a big one at Christmas or something.
Yeah, they said this is the last one of the year, by the way. I forgot to mention that.
Oh, this is the last direct period?
They said this is like the Nintendo Direct Mini Partner Showcase. They said this is the last one for 2020. I don't know if that means Partner Mini Showcase for 2020 or if that means Direct in general. It wasn't made super clear when he said it.
Yeah.
But yeah, Bravely Default 2, it still looks good, but the trailers kind of suck. Story of Seasons, Pioneers of Olive Town. Hey, it's a new Harvest Moon.
Have they always been like that?
What?
Like, I know that Stardew Valley is just Harvest Moon.
Yeah.
But did they always... I don't know. I just don't like those games.
What,
very
the dating or
me.
the farming or the...
You know I love the dating aspect of it because it's something I fail at real life, and in a video game I can win. But the farm stuff, I'm like, this is just kind of boring.
That's what Harvest Moon is.
Yeah.
Since like PS1.
Yeah.
But a lot of people don't know that Story of Seasons is actually Harvest Moon, and that any game called Harvest Moon that comes out isn't really Harvest Moon. It's dumb. Google it.
Yeah. It's because they don't have rights to the name anymore.
It's dumb. And there was like Surviving the Aftermath, fucking Immortals Phoenix Rising, who gives a shit?
Like I actually just mashed L through it. I'm like, I played Genshin Impact. I don't need another Breath of the Wild clone anymore.
Yeah.
Like, Good for you. For people, it's like literally all it is a Breath of the Wild clone for Xbox now, because it's the only thing Genshin isn't on.
Well, and for non-weebs. Like if you're not a weeaboo, you're not going to want to play Genshin Impact.
You don't know me.
I know you're a weeaboo. That's like the thing people know about you. We got Bakugan, Griftlands, Tropico 6. Hitman 3 and Control came to fucking Switch or are coming via their cloud
Control
play.
could run.
It's cloud play.
Okay. I'm
like
surprised
Stadia.
that they would even try. But wow, you mean that?
It's
I don't
running.
know. It's
you're paying
Nintendo
money
has
to
like
access
really,
running it somewhere else.
yeah, but like the Switch has horrible thing.
So I tested it out because they let you play like I think 40 minutes for free for Control because it came out like on the day. So I fucked around with it for free, and like it ran pretty steady. Like I didn't have any problem with the connection at all. You know, obviously if you're going to play the game for 20, 30, 40 hours, you're going to have more problems than you would in the first like hour. But it was like pretty consistent. Like it ran pretty well. Like, you know, there's a little bit of input lag sometimes, but it's manageable. You know,
Okay,
if you don't,
as long as it's manageable.
if you don't own a PC or one of the other consoles, like fucking it works truly, at least for me. And I'm Wi-Fi. Like I wasn't plugged in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Your Wi-Fi on everything.
Yep. I'd have to fuck with wiring and shit to get an Ethernet cable all the way to my modem. It's in like a completely different part of the
Power
house.
line adapters.
What is that? Like I'd have to get that hooked up.
Like by yourself, it's not that hard. Even Blake did it on like his first time of like the day after he got his computer. He bought like a Wi-Fi thing, and it was so shit. And that he went out and got a power line adapter immediately, and it's just like it plugs into your wall next to your modem. You run a cord to the thing from your wall, and then you go plug it in next to your computer in a completely different part of the house, and it's like almost like being unwired. It's not even wireless. This is the thing that doesn't make sense. And when I said it to Blake, he was like, there's no fucking way that's how it is. He went and Googled it, and he texted me later. He's like, that's how it works. It sends the internet data through the circuitry in your house instead of just blasting it like Wi-Fi does.
Right.
It's like crazy, but it works. Like I've been on it, and I'm like, I pretty much get my exact like what the internet says I have.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so you should look into that.
I'll consider.
Because then also, if it's like you're not using the one on your PC and you're like, oh, my PS5, I want to download a game really quickly because maybe you just got it digital.
Yeah.
Or there's an update, like fucking Nier Automata's when you start it. It's like, please, 70 gigabyte update first.
Well,
you can go like swap the cord into your PS5 really quick. And you can get
Yeah.
like your max download speed instead of Wi-Fiing it.
Yeah, I might consider it, but also probably gonna focus on like, you know, not doing that. No, because I'm like, my brain, I'm like, in 2021, my goal is to move somewhere, and I might do that when I move somewhere in the year 2021.
Yeah.
But in my own home, currently, it's not
What's
a necessity. EDT?
Yeah. Oh, is that Eastern, right?
Oh, yeah. That's EST, but like it's like different.
Okay, because I'm trying to fucking message Stevie to play Among Us tonight.
Oh, right. He's in a different time zone because he's in Ojai. Are they? What are they? Central time? Are they Mountain time?
No, they're Eastern.
They're also Eastern?
They're technically still below Ontario.
EDT is one of them's with daylight savings and one's not. It's Eastern Daylight Time versus Eastern Standard Time. Because some
fucking
provinces,
football games are like 3 hours long, right?
Yeah, 3 to 4. He watches football.
He's an American.
Stevie.
Until I'm just gonna say 10:30. It's a fucking. I don't get football. Like I don't, because football is like one of the most boring sports to me.
It's better than other ones.
I don't
Baseball.
think so. I would rather watch baseball.
You would not have you watched fucking baseball?
Yeah.
It's like 8 hours long, and they just dick around.
So football's like 3 hours long, and there's
Yeah.
like 20 minutes of actual game time.
Yeah, but like,
But baseball, you
when
at
it's
least get to
there,
see
people
them,
get
like-
hurt. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Hardly.
You can't. No, like people are getting tackled.
There's
They're, like,
dudes you're not even allowed to tackle anymore.
Yeah, but they're like, they're throwing things. Like, baseball is so slow. Everyone, you gotta walk up to the fucking thing, then you gotta wait, and then they throw the thing and they miss, and then they like throw again, and then he hits it, but then they grab it, and like he doesn't even make it to the base, and then you gotta fucking wait for the next guy. It's so boring. I went to a baseball game for like $50 once because like my work had at the time like had booked seats, and they would just give them to random employees, and like I went and I was like, cool, I'll go, and like it sucked. It's fucking lame as hell.
Yeah.
Like it's like, why would I fucking do this? Baseball games are like super long. It's a boring sport.
That's your opinion. I'd rather watch. All I'm saying is I'd rather watch baseball than football.
You ever notice how like most of the sports people like are just soccer but with different things on?
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh,
I would say hockey's the only one that's like really closely related to soccer.
Hockey, basketball.
Hockey and basketball. Football, I wouldn't really say so because there's a lot more
No,
stoppages in
not
football.
like soccer. It's got its own rule set. Canadian football's better than American football. There's no first downs.
Okay.
Steve, you'll know what that means. There's no first down line, baby. So there's less.
I'm just trying to convince Stevie to just play Among Us while we play fucking thing. Because like you could just
He could watch
you only gotta get
football on the
interrupted
line.
every 2 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah. He's got a 2-monitor boy. He's got a little 2 mons.
Yeah. Who's a gamer who doesn't have 2 monitors? Come on.
Me, I have a television only.
You have a secondary monitor on your phone. You just like you're gaming and you just have your phone in front of you, just like okay.
Yeah. Oh shit.
Yeah. That's what I used to do.
Yeah.
Like back when I played like Xbox and stuff, because I'd be like, oh, I'm replaying a game that I've already beaten. I don't need to hear the story 100% of the time. I would just like open up YouTube or like listen to a podcast on my phone.
Oh, I do that with a laptop.
Yeah, so there you go. You have
Set
2
a
monitors.
laptop on a little table. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, moving on.
Moving on. Fucking. Oh yeah, No More Heroes 1 and 2 came out on the day. Apparently run really well. I'll probably get around to playing those one day. Always heard good things.
Yeah.
Suda 5-1, Strange Man.
Yeah, he is a weirdo.
Yeah. Do you know why why he calls himself Suda 5-1?
No.
Because his first name is Goichi.
Oh, okay. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Goichi is roughly 51 in Japan.
Yeah, it's Go is 5 and Ichi is 1. So
Yeah. So then we got the cutest game.
Part-time UFO.
Yeah, that is the UFO from the Kirby games. Now he's like not a villain and he's getting jobs. So that's nice. That's a fun. That game's
that's
also
cute.
like $10.
I think it's like less. I think it's like 7.
So 5 for everyone else.
And here's the thing, and then the next one is the part where Ian was watching the stream and he took his fucking wiener out and he started stroking it. Because Hyrule Warriors 2 Breath of the Wild 0 still looks pretty cool.
It looks really good. I did play the demo.
Yeah, saves carry over. That's what demos. That's what good.
The demo is really good. But here's the thing: I saw some goddamn idiocy on Twitter where some guy was like, "Oh yeah, making a Muso in the Breath of the Wild engine is a real smart idea because it's laggy."
It's not in the engine.
It's
in the Muso engine.
That's also the thing the guy already got wrong. But the fucking guy, Musos will never run at a solid 30. If you think a Muso can even run at 60, you're fucking insane. Even my PC has trouble with Musos because they're stupid.
Yeah, it's like about
there's too much going
full
on.
of fucking dumbasses on the screen. Like obviously you don't want like Fire Emblem Warriors where it's like
Fire Emblem Warriors is a travesty.
Yeah, like which sucks because like a lot of it's good. It's just its frame rate sucks so bad.
Fire Emblem Warriors is like a shittier version of Fire Emblem Heroes to me.
Heroes is a completely different game.
It's the story is exactly the same.
Oh, the story. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's there you like.
Well, they're
you start
always
off,
like that. It's like fucking Portals. Anytime that you have a crossover between like all the Final
two
Fantasy
generations of games. Yeah, but
Fucking
it was very
Dissidia.
bad to play. I don't even think I did finish it, but I was like groaning the whole time. I was very bored. And also the weapon alignment stuff sucks because I don't like Fire Emblem's way of being like, oh, you're an axe user, you take triple the damage, and it's like, why do I take triple the
don't
damage?
like the
Why
rock,
isn't it
paper,
just my
scissors
accuracy? No, I think it's dumb.
But it's the thing that makes it Fire Emblem.
The way they were doing it as well just also did not work well.
I see.
Like you would, if you were an axe guy and you just came up on like a lance user, you could annihilate them in a second. But if they were a flying lance user, you couldn't even touch them. Or if it was like a flying unit, if you had fire, you couldn't do any damage. But if you had wind, you would kill them. Fire and like was just fucking useless. There was things that were useless in the game, and that's the problem with me. There was characters that's like you might as well not use them. Yeah, so
That's lame.
also, you know how Robin in Smash is like a sword user that can also do magic?
Yeah.
Instead of doing that with Robin in the
And Warriors.
in Warriors, they just made him a pure magic user. Where most people who use Robin don't keep him as a pure magic user because his magic is just okay.
Well, Magic and Fire Emblem isn't that good. It's not like particularly fun to use.
Yeah.
It's like it's a game that why would you use Magic when you could just get a really good bow person? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Why would you use magic?
Yeah. Fuck, I hate
sentence.
Magic in most RPGs. Can I be honest?
I think
Boring.
magic sucks a lot of the times because it's always like, oh, let me stand over here and cast.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm dead because you ran at me because it took 10 seconds to cast a spell. I think the magic in 16 looks really fucking cool.
FF16, yeah.
Yeah, because like you get to
just
use
a gun.
it. Yeah, you get to. It's the fucking Bloodborne gun. Like,
No,
you
it's
just
not
get
even the fucking Bloodborne gun. It's a gun from DMC.
Oh yeah, that makes more sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, where it's like, let me slash the shit out of you. Let me just press circle real quick and throw a fireball.
Well,
It's
you
like, all
see
right,
him
cool.
throw like 6. He's like boom, 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 slash, slash, slash. It's just a fucking Nero's gun.
Using magic while you're fighting is
cool.
Using magic only to fight is lame.
Unless you make
Because-
it cool.
It's all running away and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because there's also the cool thing about bows as long range units, especially when you get to control them fully with like you get to aim and stuff, you get to pick your target, you get to shoot them in the head, you have damage. But when you're a magic user, it's like fireball, one hit area. Like you hit their legs, it's the same damage as though you hit their head.
Yeah, and like again, you know, there are entire RPGs with no magic, like Valkyria Chronicles, and that game's great.
Yeah.
You should check that game out. I think it's cheap pretty often.
I don't know.
You would like it, trust.
I don't have like patience for RPGs right now.
It's not turned. It's like you would like as Valkyria Chronicles is an RPG that like it's Fire Emblem but like the most polished because it's a tactical RPG, but when you play so you'll see the map and then it zooms down into a character and you move them in third person like just with movement. You've got a little movement meter and then you literally have to like aim their gun and point and shoot, and headshots are worth more damage, but your accuracy you're more likely to miss and shit.
Okay.
Like you actually have to like point and shoot and stuff. It's cool. If you can get it on sale, it's worth it. I mean, you know, you don't need us to sell more of your shit, Sega. Pay us money before I do that, but like
Yeah.
we were just sucking Sega's dick last week.
Well, sucks like his dick only about Yakuza.
No, they have other good stuff too.
I guess.
Speaking of companies that do or don't have good stuff, Halo Infinite's director leaves 343 in what is yet another bad piece of news in the game.
Yeah, Halo is not doing well.
Yeah. In all honesty, that sucks. Hope the guys working at 343 don't see their lives become shitty for this. But God, like it was like the last trailer when everyone was like, the game looks bad. Like he apparently like kind of started stepping down then, but he only like has officially announced leaving like this week.
Yeah, I don't know. Gamers, rise up.
Gamers, chill out. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
Honestly, like, you know, maybe Halo, much like other franchises, sort of belongs in the past and we should look forward to other things.
No. Halo forever, baby.
I don't know, man. I feel like Halo peaked on the Xbox 360.
Oh shit! Can we go back to Hyrule Warriors real quick?
Oh yeah, sure. How is it?
Since it was news and it's just out, I can take it out of my week by just going over it now. It's really fun. They add the what really sets it apart from other games is that they added in shit from Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
Like for your movement, like if you dodge at the right moment, you can do a flurry rush.
Oh, I saw that. I saw that in the trailer.
Yeah, if you're holding the block button and press the attack button, you'll do a parry. And the parry frame is pretty much the same as it is in Breath of the Wild. But parrying is also more worthwhile in this because in Breath of the Wild, you parry and it's like, oh no, they didn't attack me that one time, but then they can just go and attack you again. In this one, parrying them brings, if they're a bigger enemy, brings up their fucking break gauge. Which is the thing in every Muso game where if you break it, you get to do a super move. And then they also attach the super move to being your special button, which is X on this.
Okay.
So, like, instead, because in the other ones, like Hyrule Warriors, the first one, all the One Piece Warriors games, you break someone's thing, and it's just like you go near them and you'll do a big attack. But this is like you can press a button, so if you didn't want to use your big attack, you could just fucking ignore them.
If you wanted to like save it or whatever.
Yeah. Or if you wanted to like reorient yourself, because the attack doesn't just hit that one person, it hits everything around them as well. So you could also figure out a way where it's like, let me hit this enemy while the other big enemy's near him, so it goes the damage to him as well.
Dope.
Yeah. And the game feels fun. Using the like Sheikah Slate stuff.
Yeah.
Like the magnesis, the stasis, and the bombs.
They have that?
Everyone uses them differently. Like when you use bombs as Link, he just summons a bunch of the small ones and just whips them at people. But when you use them as Impa, she fucking just tosses one big one.
So, like, how long do you think into the story does every main character just die?
Probably the end.
Yeah.
There is a time travel thing in this game.
The time travel thing?
Yeah. Because the in original Breath, this is not a canon prequel.
I thought it was.
No, this feels like you're gonna stop the calamity at the end because
That's
it starts
fucking lame.
Yeah, I hope they don't do that.
The only time
I hope we do get Halo reached is what I'm saying.
Yeah, the only time that was fucking cool though was did you ever play the Star Wars Episode 3, the official game of the movie?
No.
At the end of that game, you have 2 levels in a row of the same level, which is the Mustafar fight between Obi-Wan and Anakin. If you play it as Obi-Wan, then like when you beat the level or whatever, beat the boss fight, it plays like just the actual clip of the film, because that was a thing that licensed games used to do, is just play parts of the movie.
Yeah.
But then you get to play that level like as Anakin fighting Obi-Wan. And if you do that, you get to the higher ground part, and Anakin just fucking super jumps over Obi-Wan and cuts Obi-Wan in fucking half. And then, like, he goes back to the Emperor, and the Emperor's like, you did it. Oh, you're my Padawan. And then he just fucking guts the Emperor. And he's like, I'm Darth Vader, but I don't wear the mask. I'm just evil and cool.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was a cool thing. And then there was the bonus level where you could play as them in episode 4, that fight. It's fun.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
But yeah, Zelda does her thing where she repels all the Guardians before she takes Link to the Shrine of Resurrection. And then like lives.
I saw it in the
she goes
fucking
and
trailer.
stops.
You get to drive the fucking divine beasts. That's dope as
Yeah.
hell.
That's in chapter 4 is chapter 2 opens up like how Breath of the Wild does, where it gives you 4 missions, and they're each on the respective towns where the champions are from. So there's like a Goron mission, there's the Rudo one. That's where it stops you in the demo.
Is it open world? Like, is that what you're describing
No.
to me?
No, there's a map.
It's just a map. Okay, it's just
remember, a map. Remember the world selection thing on Avengers at the end of that beta?
Okay. Yeah.
That's kind of like how it is, where you can see, like, you can choose places, and it's like, this is the location you'll go and fight in. And you can also, like, see things on your map where you can, like, rally civilians and, like, pick up new moves, because that's how you use resources to get moves instead of using, like, XP or money.
I figured it would be like that, but the way you described it, it sounded like an open world, and I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's not. That game would not run at all.
The fucking Persona one has an open world.
Yeah, well, that's a different
But like,
piece of news.
yeah, you divide it in, because you get to do the open world stuff for the social stuff, because all that classic Persona social management days bullshit is in the Persona Muso, but then like you have your night times, which are just like your fights in like your fighty levels.
So you also get in the very first level you get to play as Impa as well as Link. Cool. Impa is over fucking powered. She has like a move where she can like mark an enemy, and then you can absorb that mark, and you get fucking shadow clones of her. So you can do up to 7 times your damage.
That's pretty good.
And also, like, the more shadow clones you have, you can it goes like, with 1 mark you get 2, and then 2 marks you get 3. You get 4, and then with the other one you get 6. So including your main character, you have 7 Impas to fight with. And when you go and use her ultimate, she'll do multiple, like, when it's just her, she just throws like an explosive barrel and it hits the enemy.
So
but
what
when
you're
it's
telling
all
me
of them,
is she do many jutsus?
Yeah, she's a ninja bro. She's a ninja girl.
Oh, nice.
And you get to play as Zelda in the next mission, and like, she's not as good.
Did they do a Naruto one? Did they do a
But
Naruto Muso?
at the end of Ultimate Ninja Storm 4, it's pretty much a Muso. Like, I was messaging Anthony, and I made a joke, because when they showed the Divine Beast segments, where you just beat up a bunch of small enemies, that's exactly how it is in fucking Ultimate Ninja Storm 4 as well, where you just beat the shit out of a bunch of little guys as the Ninetales or as Susanoo.
That's awesome. But do you know what's one thing about fucking mangas and animes that aren't the same about fucking comic books in America? Like, in their adaptations, you never get these like little fun cheeky references that you do in like stuff. Like, I was watching a video, someone was talking about fucking the Ghost Rider movie tie-in, the video game, right? Which is basically a God of War DMC clone.
Yeah.
And you know, when you beat that game the first time, you unlock Blade as a fucking playable character?
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So, like, why is it that when you beat fucking One Piece Muso, you don't unlock Naruto as a playable character?
Or at least a skin for, like, a character that has, like, similar moves.
I mean, Blade has his own full moveset, but yeah.
Okay, well, but I'm saying at the minimum, why not? It's like, oh, look, it's
Make him a
Luffy,
skin.
but he looks like Naruto. Or it's Goku, but it's like he plays like Luffy.
He still plays the same, but it's a Goku skin.
Yeah. Or if you fucking...
Where is like the playable fucking beat 'em up third person action game of fucking Marvel Ultimate Alliance, but it's Shonen Jump Ultimate Alliance? Because they all
Shonen Jump All-Stars.
No, but that's an arena fighter. It's not like a beat 'em up. It's not like a game with levels and story.
I think there's another one. There's like a 3DS one that it was kind of like that.
I don't know. J-Star's Victory Versus.
Jump Ultimate Stars. Oh, it's a 2D versus fighting.
Yeah. Those are all 2D versus fighting. Just like Jump Force. But, like, why not a team-up one?
Yeah. Also, let's fucking...
Talk
Let
about
me just
other
have,
shit.
like, a good... No, let's have a good Bleach game again.
Bleach Dark Souls.
Bleach could have a really good Muso game.
Bleach Dark Souls.
That would also be kind of cool. But
No, like the video game Bleach Dark Souls.
Oh, I thought you were saying Bleach, but Dark Souls.
No. Bleach Dark Souls is a real video game that exists. But it's
I forgot about it.
It predates Demon Souls.
Yeah.
Or it came out like the same year.
There's like no good Bleach games.
Yeah, sure, but that's just like
It's
the
Brave.
manga.
No, Brave Souls is the fucking iOS game.
Yeah. Every Bleach game should be really good for the first 5 hours and then bad for the rest. Just like Bleach.
But the last 20.
Yeah, and then the game ends right before the ending.
Oh no, you just keep playing the same levels, but they're reskinned.
No, like the game stops, and then like 5 years later, like just the last level is DLC. Right? Isn't that what happened with the anime?
There's no.
They didn't finish the anime. The anime didn't catch up to the manga.
The anime is still consistent, like up until the end. Like it ran from chapter 1 to chapter like 500. Except they didn't get to do the last 200 chapters, which was the 1,000-Year Blood War.
Yeah. So
but there was no gap between until
I thought
the
they
manga
came back.
actually,
I thought it came back.
It hasn't come back
anime.
yet.
Okay, then
No, Burn
Bleach...
the Witch came around, which is like has things in it that's like, wow, this is almost like a Bleach sequel.
Fine. So then a Bleach video game should be really good for the first 5 hours, and then the remaining 20 hours should be bad, and it should end fucking clearly like there's going to be another 5 to 10 hours of game left, but it just ends and stops.
That's also how the game actually ends. That's how Bleach actually ends.
The manga?
Yeah, because it's
No.
I think he just kept writing different way. The fucking final villain, his whole thing was that he.
Have you
just
been watching
control.
Bleach again? Is that why we've been talking about Bleach like the last 3 episodes of this show?
No, it's just that I watched Burn the Witch, and then I was like, man, Bleach gets a bad rap. And also, I watched Eye Patch Wolf's like whole Bleach video he did. Yeah, because Bleach gets a bad rap. Like it is pretty not good, but the first part of Bleach is good.
I think the reason why is because Bleach was in America part of what was considered the big 3 like anime things after Dragon Ball was done, which was like the big 3 like was Naruto, One Piece, Bleach, and Bleach is like easily the worst thing of those 3. Like,
well, the big 3 was a Japan thing.
No, it was, but that was the American thing. Like in Japan, like Bleach and Naruto were not considered anywhere near One Piece's level. Like, because One Piece had been going on for 10 years prior.
No. One Piece and Blue, like, they all started around the same time.
No, Bleach started in, like, 2002.
Are you talking about the manga or the anime?
The manga.
Okay.
And Naruto was, like, 98, 99. But, like, One Piece was, like, 91. Wasn't it?
No, not at all. Bleach manga, thank you. God, why wasn't it number 1? Bleach started in 2001.
Yeah. Okay. So I said 2002. I'll take it.
Naruto started in 99.
Yeah. Okay. That's exactly what I said.
Ran for 15 years.
Okay. But when did One Piece start?
97.
Oh, it's
so they all came around 4 years around like the same time.
Yeah.
They all got really popular. I believe they got a bunch of like their anime adaptations almost started like within like
in America.
of each other.
It was in America. They all came at the same time.
No, but the Big 3 is not an American concept. It's a Japanese one that we adapted.
I heard that it was the opposite.
No, the Big 3 is a Japanese thing. It's always has been.
But anyway, the thing is like of the Big 3, which was something that was popular in America in like the mid 2000s, talking about the animes.
Yeah.
Bleach is the worst of the 3. And I think you'd agree with that.
Kind of.
Which is worse then? Which one's worse than One Piece or than Bleach rather? Because One Piece is considered the best one.
I would say Naruto is just like Bleach has like a really good like solid like 50 episodes. But then after the wave arc, the Chunin exam arc is cool. Okay, they both Bleach actually no, yeah, Bleach has to be the worst because Bleach had up to the Soul Society arc, it was all
longer.
Consistent.
Yeah.
The Soul Society arc, it was all consistent. It was all good. They rescued Rukia, and then they got a bunch of filler that was more fun. But then Naruto got 2 full years of filler.
Yeah. But again, like, as from what I'm aware, they both stayed good for around the same time, but it took longer for Naruto to become bad, whereas Bleach kind of, once it stopped being good, it got bad.
I would argue that
it didn't stick around mediocre.
I would argue that Naruto never really got that bad.
Okay, so Naruto hovered around mediocre until it ended, whereas
Naruto
Bleach
went from being like really good to shit during the 2 years we got a filler.
Yeah.
And then it went back to good, and it stayed good up until like the Pain arc, and then there was
just
the war
okay.
stuff.
It hit like just okay.
The war stuff was just okay, but then it's like the actual final part of the war when it's like, oh no, the final boss wasn't Madara. This has actually been planned by your secret grandmother.
And that's when it hit bad.
And then it's like, Ray, remember how like there was all those arguments about like fate and how it's fucked up that like there's these characters, like Neji's whole thing is that he's fated to die for the main family and he hates it and he wishes he could battle against it, but he lost his dad at a young age, so he was like, I think I'm just trapped. I'm never going to like get out of this circle of hell. And then Naruto beats him and says, just because I'm a fucking loser doesn't mean I can't beat a genius like you. Fate has nothing to do with your destiny is not predetermined. And then he dies for Hinata in the fucking during the World War arc, and it's like, oh, so yeah, it was predetermined that you were to die here, and that Naruto was destined for greatness because he's the reincarnation of Ninja Jesus's children.
Can I be honest that any piece of media that claims fate isn't real is stupid because, like, in that world, God exists and it's the writer.
Yeah.
Like, in that world, fate does exist. Like, if you have a plan for what happens to that character, then fate literally exists because you've fated them to do that.
Yeah, but Naruto also feels like One Piece, wherever it goes, it always kind of feels like this is the original intention. This is where it's going. Naruto is just like, hey, where was this going from the beginning? Oh, fuck.
Well, the thing with One Piece is, like, whereas, like, stuff like Naruto, and, like, again, there's two different definitions of this word when I say it, so I hope you know which definition I mean. But, like, One Piece is inherently all filler. It's like, it's all filler arcs. You know what I mean? Like, the main story kind of doesn't matter because it's all little arcs that don't matter and have their own little story and their little adventures, and then those end, and then we do another little adventure. Whereas, like, Naruto is inherently based on this ongoing story, and so then you can just, if you fuck off in the middle of it, it's annoying. But, like, One Piece is a show about fucking off. Do you know what I mean?
One Piece has because the way the world works in One Piece is they have to go from one island to the other. They're forced on these adventures because of the way that the navigation system in the world works.
Exactly. So it's like
I don't know. They kind of implied that the Grand Line and the New World shit that the world actually shifts. That you need to get these magnetic thing, like you need to stay on an island for a certain amount of time that you can go to the next island.
Yeah, forgetting all the fucking in-universe justification. It's One Piece is a fucking road trip show. Like, it's like, let's go to this place and meet all these new people, and then like, okay, that's over. Let's go to this place and meet.
It's a show
people.
It's a show where literally by now I fully believe that the One Piece is truly the friends we made along the way. Because in One Piece Stampede, the whole thing about the movie is that there's a guy. The villain of the movie is named Douglas Bullet.
Yeah,
he's like actually kind of a lamer villain, like as in the past movies, like. But he was one of Gold Roger's, like the fucking man that started the man who had the One Piece and left it somewhere and started the pirate era.
Mm-hmm.
And Roger, as time goes on and we get new information, was very similar to Luffy. They're almost the same character. Like, even there's points where fucking Luffy was training with the former first mate, Silver's Rayleigh, where he was like, yeah, you're very similar to that dude. In fact, he gets a fucking straw hat. He got the straw hat that he's known for from Shanks. Shanks was a cabin boy on Gold Roger's ship, and he got the straw hat from Shanks. And the first time you ever see a young Gold Roger, he's talking to Silver's wearing the straw hat. It's like, oh yeah. God.
They're wearing the
it's-
same hat.
It's the same hat from the beginning.
So yeah, like I'm trying to move on because we've been going on a little bit long here.
About One Piece only.
Yeah, and other shit, but like
Yeah.
yeah, you know what I mean. Like One Piece from the start is like this is a show that's like it's not built around a central character arc. It's built around we get all these characters together so they can go on mini adventures and do little arcs, story arcs.
Yeah.
But we're never really telling an overarching. Whereas Naruto was inherently trying to tell an overarching. And so like, and it's the same thing that I had with like My Hero Academia.
One Piece will focus on its side characters, where Naruto will not even give them the time of fucking day.
And like My Hero Academia, the reason why I wasn't super into like, and you can say that you disagree and you're allowed, you're entitled to your own opinion. But the reason why I didn't like the fucking Plague Mask guy arc is it felt like 100% of it was a distraction from the League of Evil arc. Like,
Yeah,
of the story that's happening. I'm like, dude, I don't fucking care about this guy.
If it wasn't written by if it wasn't in the manga, I would have been like, oh, that's
a filler arc.
It's a cool filler arc in my opinion, but it's still a filler arc.
Yeah.
Like the also the arc that follows afterwards, where they try and have their like festival, and then he meets up with a new villain who like his like motivations is all really weird. And
how was the second movie? Did that come out?
Yeah, I have it on my computer. I just haven't watched it yet.
Oh.
So
I wonder if fucking. I wonder when that Demon Slayer movie is gonna like. I wonder how it's gonna end up. Like, I wonder how that's gonna end up. Like in terms of money it makes. Like I was walking past, my mom in my kitchen has an Alexa with a screen, and it'll sometimes just say news, and this thing had the fucking like Demon Slayer movie crushes Japanese box office, and like I was like, holy shit! Like it's big enough news that it's on a screen in my house, and my mom doesn't know anything about this shit.
Yeah, that's... Oh my god, my sister made it a new fucking stupid Facebook group. Yeah, I don't know. I want to watch that movie because it's also important to the story.
Yeah, it's required reading, which is cool.
Yeah, well, I've already read it. I read the manga.
I don't mean
Demon Slayer's
literally
another
reading.
show that Demon Slayer's another show that ends horribly.
Yeah, but like it's consistent. From what I can tell, it doesn't stop caring about its main story.
Yeah.
You know, it's because like modern fucking shonen stuff, like post My Hero Academia, it all seems like it like ends after a reasonable amount of time. Like Promise Neverland ended this year. Demon Slayer
My Hero
ended this year.
Academia is going to end after this arc.
Yeah, like I think that's gonna end soon. I think Dr. Stone, like it's pretty clear that they're going for an ending. Like it'll probably be like 4-ish seasons of television.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Naruto ended, and there's nothing. Nothing else came after that.
But Naruto took 15 years to end.
Yeah.
Whereas like modern stuff,
these things are ending now.
Yeah, like modern stuff
that's
is
a good
ending.
thing.
Do you know what I mean? Like it ends after like 5-ish years. It seems like that's like the new trend in manga now. It's like you know, you don't make it too long. And I think like you can kind of trace that back to like Death Note. I think is when that started becoming a more popular thing to do. But like especially now you're seeing more of it.
Yeah.
Because Death Note was only going for like 5 years, right?
Yeah, stories should end. I think a cool thing if they like if you want to keep it going, just remove all the original characters. Make it so like JoJo, Yeah, I watched. Well, JoJo has a problem in part 8, and I have a problem with part 8
because it goes too long and didn't have like a clear.
Yeah,
didn't they
part 8
just
is very
establish the villain?
Kind of, but in part 8, they show you how Johnny dies.
Oh yeah,
from part 7, and I don't like that.
Yeah, we talked about that on the
shitty.
pod recently.
Yeah, I think it's really shitty to finish a story, especially when a character went through so much like all this strife and hard like times in their life, and they were strong enough to beat it. Like Naruto was an orphan that was hated by the village, and he had a slow rise
he's gonna
to
get
popularity.
fucking ganked like a bitch. That's what happens.
But why? Why does it have to? Why? What's the point of doing that?
Because that's how it is on this bitch of an Earth, Ian.
Why couldn't they go like, oh, it's 100 years in the future. The main character is not related to Naruto at all.
Elvis died on the toilet, Ian, and so will Naruto.
Yeah, but Elvis also stole from black people, so...
Yeah, and so did Naruto.
No. He works and embraces black culture so that he can control the nine-tailed fox like a slave.
Fuck.
Yeah. Also, One Piece, that's pretty good. Every black person on that show is drawn like a normal human being.
No, I know. I was just joking.
Unlike Dragon Ball. I don't know. I just think if you watch Naruto struggle his whole life, and then he gets to like his happy ending where he has a loving wife and 2 lovely children. Why do I got to see that Naruto's a shitty dad? Why did you have to do that to me?
Jotaro's the same way.
Yeah,
and same with Joseph.
Yeah,
because
Joseph's just funny though.
Because most people who spend
Joseph
their
wasn't
lives
a bad dad to his daughter though. He was a bad husband and left a bastard child.
I mean, he was a bad dad to Josuke.
Yeah, but that's the bastard child, and he didn't know.
All children are bastards.
ACAB. But fuck. Good one. But like, see, he had a nice relationship with his daughter.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
But like,
Jotaro's just a shitty dad because of his PTSD he has.
Any person who has to fight anybody in their majority of their life is probably going to raise a
Giorno
bad
has
child.
a bad dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know who else had a bad dad?
Who?
Oh,
Batman.
fuck.
How dare he go and die like that?
Hold on. Fuck. I had a person that had a bad dad that I'm like, oh, this would be a smart thing. Oh, I got it. Fucking Todoroki from My Hero Academia has a bad dad. Because his dad's a person who fights for a living. Because that makes you a bad person.
It feels so bad for him to grow
Damian
up.
Wayne has a bad dad.
But imagine growing up where you know what it's like to be a piece of shit father, what it's like to have a piece of shit father, and then you're just like, well, time to have kids and be as bad as a parent as my father was. Like if Todoroki had a kid and it's like, oh, he beats him into the ground daily, I'd be like, that sucks.
I have a word for you.
What?
A phrase for you. It's called the cycle of abuse.
Okay.
It's called hurt people.
Okay. Stop it. I don't give a shit about a cycle of abuse because you can stop it. You can be a better person.
I mean, but there's like a whole thing about it. I don't have time to go into it because, goddamn it, we're taking so fucking long in this app.
Yeah, but whatever.
Anyway, Bug Snacks gonna be free.
Yeah.
On PS Plus.
I'm talking Bug Snacks.
Talking about Bug Snacks. Stay tuned. November 12th, we're launching our daily podcast talking about Bug Snacks, which is going to run for 12 months. And we're going to have a new thing to say about Bug Snacks every day.
Except for when we run out of content very quickly and go, oh, God, why did we do this?
It's the only podcast left to do. But yeah, and also, breaking news, R.I.P. Sean Connery. It's my boy Zardoz. What do you mean, Man's dead.
He beat his wife. He bragged about beating his wife.
He didn't.
He said in an interview where he was like, yeah, sometimes you just gotta smack him in the mouth.
That was specifically slapping. I'm not defending it. This is not necessarily beating.
He died in the Bahamas. What a sick life.
Honestly, you could do worse than Sean Connery. So did John Lennon. People still were sad when he died.
Oh, yeah, but I wasn't. I wasn't alive.
Yeah. Honestly, that's a weird thing to get out of Catcher in the Rye. Can we talk about this?
No.
No? It's like
Okay,
Catcher
what
in the
was it?
Rye doesn't convince you to murder.
Yeah, it convinces you that saying the N-word happens sometimes.
Did they say that in Catcher in the Rye?
Was that Catcher in the Rye?
That was To Kill a Mockingbird.
That's
I
what I'm
think
thinking
you're
of.
thinking of. Catcher
Yeah.
in the Rye is the one about a sad boy who's forced to grow up against his will, wandering around New York feeling sorry for himself, not realizing that he's the cause of his own problems.
Okay.
It's not great.
so-
He calls Laurence Olivier a
Yeah,
poser.
whatever. Fine. I guess rest in peace, dude who played James Bond 30 years ago.
And he was in the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen movie.
And he was also a Highlander.
Oh, Highlander's great. And Zardoz.
He was an ancient being who had a very like he's lived for thousands of millennia, but he speaks like a Scotsman,
Yeah.
and he wasn't from Scotland.
No, he's a Spaniard. That's the thing.
Yeah, he's a Spaniard. That's what it is.
But yeah. All right, let's get into the weeks real quick. I'm going to go first. This is probably something we both have, but I don't have a lot to say about it. Ghost Runner.
Yeah, I think I'm almost done that game.
Yeah, I was really excited for that game, and I feel like it's kind of mediocre. Like, the demo was cool, but now I kind of don't care. I'm, like, working my way
I think
through
you're
it.
wrong. I think that game is very good.
I think it's like if Mirror's Edge was Hotline Miami, and the Hotline
I would
Miami
say-
stuff is dragging it down.
Mirror's Edge, but Katana Zero.
Well, Katana Zero is just Hotline by Miami, but sideways.
Yeah, but it's also they both have the deflecting, they have the slow
Yeah.
time thing.
Yeah, it's just honestly like the game's like establishing skills and putting me through maps that I don't find as fun as the ones at the start of the game, and I'm just like, like I just want another Mirror's Edge that's good,
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I disagree with you. I think this game is very good, but that's
Like I was
fine.
really excited for it. I loved the demo, and I was like, I'm pre-ordering this, baby. Like I'm in,
Yeah.
and I'm playing it now, and I'm just kind of like it's not a bad game. It's just kind of meh,
I don't know, Nathan.
You don't
I don't know.
understand.
I'm
the
enjoying
feeling.
my time with it.
That's cool. I'm not saying you shouldn't. I'm just saying
Yeah.
that's my vibes about it. I don't know. I didn't know that you had a different vibes about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think there's the first boss fight I did in that game though. I fucking hated it.
There's boss fights in that game?
Yeah. There's the first one is this giant pillar of lasers that you just have to climb to the top of and like stab and cut its supports because it's hanging. But it's interesting. I just had a very bad time with it. I had like 160 deaths on it.
I am on
And
the
it's like-
level that has the shields.
The tank guys
Like the
or
shields.
the guys that
Like
the
you have
shield
the
generator things?
ball things, and then
yeah
you
the
gotta
ball
break
you
'em.
break. Yeah.
It's just kind of like a not fun. You know what I mean? Like it just kind
I don't
of
know.
it's just
I
kind of
think it's fine.
boring. I don't know.
I think the balls thing is fun because it's like, hey, go avoid the hits, go kill the guy, go like beat the fuck out of some people after
Yeah.
you break the ball.
It just
I
feels
don't
like
like the
some of
tank
the
guys.
it just feels like some of the areas are like not really designed in a super fun like where there's a clear line to run, or like the line is sometimes like kind of annoying and not like you don't get that flow state, which is what you want to design levels around when you're doing
Yeah.
like a Mirror's Edge type vibe.
When you lose the flow of like, it's like, oh no, now I feel very slow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's a good game.
I'm not saying it's bad, especially like for a mostly indie game. Like it's
The
cool.
second boss fight's a lot more interesting. You fight against like a fake Ghost Runner,
That's cool.
and it's like a female model, but she's all fucked up and like a shittier version of you. So like you just have to like parry her like 5 times with your sword, and she's very quick. But there's like, if you mash and fuck up and like hit her, she'll just boop you back a bit. So if you're mashing, you just have to like slow down your timing. There's like the sword that she hits you with glows yellow at the exact moment when you need to parry her. It's kind of flustering, but I enjoyed the fight.
Cool.
Yeah. Did you get just the blink ability, that fucking shitty
Yeah, I
blink
just
ability.
have the blink ability, which is
Yeah,
not.
that is.
It's not easy or fun to use.
I was talking to Chris about it yesterday, and he was like, "I have never used that ability outside of the tutorial because it's not worth it."
Yeah. Well, like
There's the second ability you get is a lot better.
Okay.
It's like a Fus Rodasa sort of thing.
that's cool. I might keep playing the game, but at this point, like I'm just kind of not feeling it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it. I'm gonna finish it. I think it's good.
That's cool. What do you got next?
Well, you took Ghost Runner from me. What the fuck did I do? What have I been playing? I'm just gonna look at Steam. What?
My mom just got her COVID test back. She's negative.
All right, I'm coming over. I'm kidding. I'm just gonna like click recent and see what I've been playing. I opened up Destiny 2 for a minute this week.
Yeah.
Because it's coming to that point where I got to get like the last 20 levels of the season's pass in like 10 days. Because the new expansion comes out and I will lose all, like, and there will be a new season's pass. And I'm trying, don't want to spend money on it.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But I don't know. That Destiny has, it's a real problem when I'm not really working for anything.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of sitting there going like, I don't want to spend money.
Just wait until Bonerunners, the new expansion, comes out.
Beyond Light, good try. Yeah, I know, but I have like a quest that I need to finish before the end. It's just that the fucking objective I have to do is go do Gambit, which is a game type I really don't like.
Yeah. Well, all right, then Ian. All right, I have a good idea. So I know very little about Destiny, and you know a lot more than me about Destiny. So
Obviously.
I'd like to brainstorm what the story would be for the next expansion, which I'm tentatively calling Bonerunners.
Okay, sure.
So I'm going to go a little bit literal, and I'm going to say that there's a planet which is like, there's this planet, right, that we find. It's a new planet. It's a big expansion.
It's a planet that's existed. It's that we just haven't gone there.
Never been there. And this planet is like, the weird magic about it is that if you die floating in the vacuum of space, your body will eventually land on this planet. Like how like all the limbs always wind up washing up in Vancouver in the real world. You know, if you you lose a limb and you're in the ocean, it's in Vancouver. Because Vancouver has like the magical attraction of all lost limbs. So we've got a planet, and that's the story. And so it's like this planet, and it's just stacks and stacks of like alien corpses and bones, and like pretty much that's what a lot of what you're navigating is. And we got to kind of make that into a thing. What do you have to contribute to the story of that world?
All right, so do you want me to tell you where there is a new world?
Okay.
There's also a returning world, which is nice.
Okay, no. I'm saying this is the next expansion after Beyond.
There's always going to be a new planet. They're not just going to be like, hey, fuck you, because the new one in this one is Europa.
Yeah, no. I'm saying we're following expansion. This is my planet. It's the Bonelands planet, right? And the expansion's called Bonerunners. I'm assuming there's going to be like corpses of like lost civilizations there.
I thought you were just trying to take a guess at what's going on in the current expansion.
No,
I don't like this bit.
I'm saying the next expansion, we're planning it. I'm saying we're going to be the big storyline is that you got to steal the bones of like lost species of people whose bodies have landed there because they're worth a lot of money, and you got to run the bones back to the big. Sorry, oops, I bumped my mic. The big round boy that's the main plot of Destiny, like the big boy planet that hangs out, the big moon guy. He wants the bones. The big what's the fucking thing called? The big Destiny man. The circle.
Traveler.
Yes. The Traveler's like, yo, you gotta get me some of these special bones off the bone planet. You gotta be a bone runner.
Fuck you.
Why? It's a good plot. It's a sci-fi. You have no suggestion. At least I have an idea for an expansion.
This expansion is going to set the tone for the PvP, the world PvP. They're absolutely going to add in, because they're already, the new ability is that you're not using the power of the light, you're using the power of the darkness. So I bet in like the next one after that, it'll be like you can awaken more powers of the darkness, but you can't use the light anymore.
Yeah, so like you could maybe break the bones down, and that's the story explanation.
I'm gonna fucking kill you.
I said that the name of the new expansion was going to be Bonerunners, and you're very much you're not even no-butting me. You're like,
no, I'm
not
just
only are you
you.
not yes-anding me, you're not even no-butting me, you're just knowing me.
Okay, well, whatever. Fuck you.
Ian would have yes-anded me. We did an entire episode about looking in the mirror and fucking Adam Sandler being there or something. Like, no, wait, it was somebody else.
It was like Davis, I think.
Huh?
Who was... Whatever. Go, let's move on. Fuck this. Monster Hunter World's still hard. There you go.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
So what'd you do?
Are you ready for the part of the show called Nathan Talks About a Movie You've Never Heard of?
Yeah, you can talk about it. I'm just going to go grab a drink real quick.
Okay.
Start talking, I'll hear you. I have
okay.
a wireless headset.
So this week I checked out the 2014 film The Guest, which is directed by Adam Wingard, whom you might know as the director of the movie You're Next, or the newer Blair Witch movie, or the Death Note Netflix movie. Adam Wingard. And The Guest is really cool. I would say it's a perfect Halloween time movie. We're recording this episode on Halloween, by the way. And like The Guest, it's got this Halloween vibe, but what's really cool is like it's not really a horror movie. It's like an action thriller. Ian, you got something?
Yeah. It's a monster.
Hell yeah. You left yours here. See how
I know. I bought that one because I thought I didn't have any more at your house, so I was like, whatever. So I bought a blue one because for some reason white ones are never there.
Yeah.
So then I didn't drink it because I had a white one there and now it's just there. But then I also bought more white ones. Like I bought a case and I was like, I'll just leave it at Nathan's house again and drink the blue one this week. But
yeah. Well, hey, next week you can come.
Yeah. My Secret Santa thing went through.
Oh, your Reddit Secret Santa?
No, my family is doing Secret Santa this year. Instead of buying a gift for each of my siblings, I'm just getting added to this thing, and we're all just going to spend $100 on each other.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, so who did I get?
Live on stream. Let's announce it.
I don't know. Oh, okay.
Sister?
No.
Mom?
So there you go. There's the answer.
Oh, I was gonna say brother or mom, or do you all have to buy your mom something?
It's my brother-in-law, and my sister's boyfriend is also in it. So, Wait, is that an uneven amount of people? Because there's 4 of us, and they each have a significant other. That's 7 people. Maybe there's like an option.
Maybe
where
there's
it's like
2 of you because you don't have a significant other.
I don't know.
Maybe you're in there twice.
Or maybe one of them just became a couple. Whatever.
Yeah, that might be it. But anyway, The Guest, I'd highly recommend it. Ian, you'd actually be into it because it's like it's got horror aestheticness to it, but it's not actually a horror movie. It's like a thriller and an action movie. It's about this family. They have this like son who like died in Afghanistan as a soldier, not just randomly.
Wait, oh my god, I've seen this movie.
Oh, and the soldier comes to town, the other guy?
Yeah, we watched this in Discord. No, it's not.
What? What do you mean it's not?
I thought this movie was shit.
What are you fucking talking about? This movie's awesome.
Oh no, it's so dumb the whole time.
What's dumb? What's dumb about it?
Honestly, it's not. I take it back. It's not shit, but it was like mental gymnastics with how these people just go like, he says he knew our son, so therefore it's true.
Well,
and
he's
like,
in the picture.
Here's proof that he didn't really actually know him, and that you can Photoshop things, Nathan.
Yeah, but he's in the picture that's in their house.
I know, but
And he did know him.
It was just wild. It's just a weird movie.
It's so okay. I thought you'd like.
I don't even know what that guy wanted to do. Like, I feel like he just wanted to kill people, didn't he?
No. Okay.
He kills her boyfriend when he was getting guns. Why was he getting guns?
Okay. So, The Guest is a movie about how being a soldier makes you a bad person.
Oh yeah. But also, it wasn't that just being a soldier. It was like that they did something.
Well, they did stuff to him. But the line in question is like we had these medical experiments, right? And we did that. And she's like, well, maybe the problem was you shouldn't have done them to a fucking psychopath. And then Lance Reddick's like, he was supposed to be, or he was, by all accounts, the perfect soldier, which is the fucking line, right? Like, psychopath, perfect soldier. But effectively what it is it's an homage to, like, the movie Halloween. It's very clearly inspired by that if you've seen both films. But it's like a very different take on the Mike Myers murder serial killer slasher. But it's got some great action. The finale's really good. I'm a fucking huge nerd, and so when I finished the movie, like, I was texting a girl that I was talking to at the same time. And I, being the fucking nerd I am, I'm like, yo, in the third act of this movie, the lighting goes all fucking Dario Rosso Giallo film. And they're like, what do the words mean?
I don't care anymore.
She was like, what do those words mean?
Also, real quick, Anthony. Not Anthony. Fuck. I'm sorry. Nathan.
Yeah.
Go on Instagram.
Yeah.
And like the message that Chris sent.
I'm not gonna fucking look at it.
Yeah. But yeah.
Oh yeah. I gotta. There we go. Okay. But yeah. The Guest I think is really good, but I'm surprised you didn't like it. It's like pretty tense throughout the first parts, but as it goes, it kind of gets more and more crazy. It like starts at completely reasonable and gets crazier and crazier until the end. It's like super fucking weird. It's awesome.
Yeah.
The action I think is really good. Pretty low budget.
He stabs them
movie.
at the end.
He stabs the mom. Like Halloween with a kitchen knife.
Oh yeah, no, but like when the younger brother and the older sister are fighting him.
Yeah,
he
cuts her leg.
But then the kid, he gave him like a switchblade
butterfly knife.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's just like they do a really good job of setting that dude up to be like really cool.
Well, I also like that it's it's kind of aware of itself. You know what I mean? Like
the scene where where the kid gets in trouble because he fights back against the bully, and then he talks to the principal and says, "Well, this is a hate crime."
Yeah.
And the principal's like, "What?" He's like, "That kid is gay."
Yeah, because they called him.
You're letting him bully a
F-slur.
gay kid.
No, they called him the F slur, and it's like, well, you know, like you're getting him in trouble. He's a gay student, got called this thing, and like. Fought back, defended himself, and your school, you're gonna get on national news, like fucking. It's like,
it's one of those scenes where it's like you really want to talk down to that fucking principal who's like, I know you fought back because you were being bullied, but you're being suspended longer than the bully's being suspended because you hit him pretty hard.
Well, just as long. It's like a no tolerance policy, which is like real schools.
Yeah, which is stupid as fuck, and real schools just don't want to put in the effort.
No, yeah, it just means like you just fucking don't give a shit. But like the bit that I really love in the movie is like he's like the moment he gives him the knife is like if the kid keeps picking on you, you hit him back, and then you know he keeps hitting you the next day, you keep hitting him back, and then you cut him with the knife. And then if he keeps picking on you, you burn his house down with his whole family inside. And like, it's so good. Because it's like, it gets to this point where the movie, like, because the character is inherently unstable. And so like, in a lot of movies, unstable people act in like ways where they're still capable of hiding it. But like him, he's just fully in. And then like there's the moment after he gets him out. He's like, by the way, I know you're murdering the people in town, but you're my friend. I'm not going to tell on you. And that's that moment where the kid does that. You're like, oh shit, that's like, of course. Because like, and that I think it kind of is simultaneously funnier and a little bit more real in that way. Like, I don't know. It's able to sell this, like, it starts off very realistic and it goes like very movie-esque, very heightened. Obviously, by the end, we're at like a classic fucking horror slasher movie, dumb bullshit. I'd highly recommend it. It's got Halloween vibes, but it's not scary if you don't like scary movies.
Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna sneeze.
But by the way, like, if you're like, oh, Adam Wingard, the fucking Death Note guy, I will defend that his Death Note is interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't watched it because I don't really care. I don't
His
even
Death
like
Note's
Death Note.
interesting. If you wanted an accurate adaptation of Death Note, there's a Japanese live action movie. Fucking watch that. His version's American.
Nathan,
What?
I have to read?
You're watching anime already, bitch.
What are you talking about? I'm the normal consumer. I really want to watch this Japanese property, but I only like it when it's in English.
Then watch the English dub of the Japanese movie.
Oh my god. But then the words won't sync up with the mouth.
Yeah, that's why I don't watch dubs of live action movies.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that either.
Yeah.
Because whatever, just read subtitles, you little babies.
But yeah, like, his version of Death Note makes more sense because, like, obviously American, you know, whatever. I could do a whole spiel about why he makes the choices he does, and not all of them are good choices, but there are a lot of good / interesting choices in that Death Note movie. But people are too cowardly to talk about it like that, because that would require engaging with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that movie's good. I'm surprised you'd seen it and were like, I didn't like that.
We watched it on Discord. They'll just throw movies on, and I'll be like, all right, I guess I'm here. Like, they watched all of 13 Reasons Why.
Okay, that's weird.
Yeah.
But, like, no, I mean, like, I'm surprised that, like, not that you watched it, because whatever, like, you see some movies or whatever. I'm surprised that you walked away with the reaction like, that movie is not great.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think it's great.
I was surprised. But what I was going to spin that into is, like, horror movies all get talked about around the holiday of Halloween as having Halloween vibes. You know, like the holiday of Halloween vibes.
Yeah.
But I think that there are plenty of horror movies that don't have Halloween vibes that are being advertised as having them. And there's plenty of movies that get called horror movies for just being movies that have Halloween vibes as well. And so I got a little list here. I got horror movies with no Halloween vibes. We got stuff like Get Out, It Follows, Climax, Eraserhead, Silence of the Lambs, Perfect Blue, Midsummer, Lighthouse, Alien.
Well, of course Midsummer doesn't have Halloween vibes.
That's what I'm
It's
saying.
in the middle of the summer.
Yeah. And it's in Norway, which is like the least Halloween-y vibes.
Yeah. but
Pan's
also that's a bad
Labyrinth.
joke.
Most zombie movies don't have Halloween vibes, IMO.
Most horror anime.
Yeah, don't have Halloween vibes. But then
Yeah.
there's like horror movies that do have Halloween vibes, which is like most of the Scream movies. Pretty much all of them but 3.
Yeah.
All of the Halloween movies, obviously. Friday the 13th, The Nightmare on Elm Street, Poltergeist, The Thing, In the Mouth of Madness, Cabin in the Woods, Evil Dead 1, 2, and the remake.
Yeah.
Most haunted house movies have Halloween vibes.
Scary movie.
Yeah, but Scary Movie's not a horror movie with Halloween vibes. It's a non-horror movie with Halloween vibes because it's a comedy. There's no actual
Yeah.
horror in that. Most demon and devil movies have Halloween vibes and are horror. But then there's like non-horror movies that have Halloween vibes, which is like The Guest, They Live, Army of Darkness, Blue Velvet, E.T., Twin Peaks, Hotel Transylvania, Scooby-Doo shit, Halloween Town, Addams Family. So, you know, in my opinion, here are the rules if you want your horror movie to have Halloween vibes. Not too heady / cerebral. Not too upsetting, uncomfortable, or traumatic. Roller coaster of tension and release. Good pacing, not too long. Moments of levity and comedy. Set in small town / suburbs / potentially rural. Only one killer / monster. And set in fall. These are the big obviouses. And then there's like cinematography, direction, and mise en scène, which are kind of a little bit more floaty. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't like horror. I think it's a shitty genre. Because I'm a scared boy.
Well,
I get real tired and scaredy cat when your fucking thing look bad.
yeah, I mean, there's a lot of comparison of genre that I like that's written, and like, you can always talk about like the visceral emotion type of movies, which like is what horror is, which is like tear jerker style movies, comedies, horror, and porn are all like the four sort of like base emotions movies where they're all trying to achieve like one thing. Like, and some people will call them fluid movies, especially when they're talking about like tear jerkers, horror, and porn, because you're trying to get a certain fluid out of you, be that pee, cum, or tears.
Or all three.
I've never heard of a scary, sad porn before.
I have. It's called Your Sex Life.
Not that scary. Not really scary at all, actually. Like, I'll take the sad. Like, not that scary.
Yeah. Well, it's a joke.
Yeah, no, I got you. I was just sandbagging you.
Yeah, like I was doing to you.
Yeah.
I watched Ant-Man and the
Pants.
Wasp.
Oh! That's like one of the worst Marvel movies.
Yeah, it kind of is.
Did you
It's
watch
like
the first
all
Ant-Man?
right. Yeah, I did.
I don't
like
remember
the
you
first
talking
Ant-Man.
about it.
Yeah, because it wasn't that important.
Yeah.
There's an old bit on this podcast I really like that's like kind of aged well only for me. Like they're still funny on it, but it's also just kind of cringe
Yeah.
because it's like LOL random edgy Newgrounds humor a lot of the time. But
Yeah.
they talked about how Paul Rudd is just like whatever. And that's like Ant-Man to me. It's like, yeah, Ant-Man is the Paul Rudd of Marvel movies.
Yeah, I don't know if that's true.
It like kind of looks good, but also I'm kind of bored.
I feel like I think Ant-Man and the Wasp is better than the first.
Yeah, I could see that.
It's a little bit more interesting. I don't think that either of them are particularly good, but it sucks because I like Paul Rudd.
The multiple villain stuff is kind of fun in Ant-Man and the Wasp, where it's like the FBI is like they're trying to not fuck around with the FBI. They're trying to stop this like Southern gentleman from stealing their fucking technology. Mm-hmm. The whole bit with the truth serum is pretty funny.
Yeah.
Where like Luis is like, "Oh, you mean truth serum?" And he's just like, "It's not truth serum." And then at the end of the movie, they inject him with it, and they're like, and he's like, "Oh, it is truth serum."
Yeah, it's like, I love the Luis sections are the best parts of both movies.
Yeah.
Again, like Ant-Man and the Wasp, in my opinion, it's like it's more funly structured because it's like it like flows. It's not like because Ant-Man 1. You know, it had 8 people work on the script and have those scripts and ideas thrown out, and then it was eventually given to like Peyton Reed and Paul Rudd to work on. Whereas like all the Edgar Wright shit got thrown out the door.
And
so like it
bad.
No,
It didn't end up bad, but it could have been
not
better.
terrible, but it could have been really cool. Like Edgar Wright's version would have been awesome, and like instead we just got this like kind of okay movie. But like it's very like. The first Ant-Man is very rigidly structured. It's a very clear 3-act. It doesn't like take any chances. It doesn't do anything sort of rebellious. But Ant-Man and the Wasp is a little bit more free-flowing. It doesn't like follow a very clear, obvious structure. It's like a little bit more loose and like kind of jazzy in that way, which I think is like kind of makes it a little bit more interesting. Although like they traded a sort of very obvious evil villain for like a very kind of very loose like this villain's a little bit relatable but not enough to be interesting, just kind of boring.
But are you talking about Ghost?
Yeah.
Also Lawrence Fishburne, I feel like he what's like the last good movie Lawrence Fishburne did?
One of the John Wicks, whichever one he's in.
Oh fuck yeah, you're right.
I haven't seen any of those films, but
he's
I'm
in
sure
fucking Batman v Superman.
But yeah, he's good. Like I like him as Perry White. Like I think that's a good choice for as somebody who likes Superman comics. They don't
How
give
old
him
is Lawrence
shit to
Fishburne?
do. I'm sure he's 58.
He's 59. You were very close.
Oh, dude.
Oh, David Giannatore's got divorced
Oh, they got divorced? I was like, I knew they were together. I didn't know they got
in
divorced.
2018.
Oh.
Yeah.
I remember there was a whole thing because she was on the television show Suits and he was on the television show Hannibal, and they were both filming in Toronto at the same time so they could eat lunch together.
That's cute.
Which was a cute thing I heard about them.
Oh, well, actually, John Wick 3, I think, was the one he was in. Oh, he was in Chapter 2 as well.
Yeah.
And he actually consistently
he's a pigeon
works.
man. Yeah, he gets lots of work. Everybody wants to work with Larry Fishburne.
2019 he did 3 movies, 2018 3 movies, 2017 2, 16 3, 14 3, 13 3. He's like been in fucking 20 movies over the past 5 years. 10 years. I'm just going to say 10.
Let me take a quick look see like his most recent stuff. Just because I feel like oh yeah, they put him on Blackish.
He was like wasn't he like a dad on Blackish or something?
Yeah, he's like the grandpa or something.
Which is weird because he's not. I wouldn't say. I know 59 is old enough to be a grandfather. Like my mom's 59 and she's a grandmother.
Yeah.
But like 59 for the age those kids are.
They're young. Like the kids are young on Blackish.
They're like in school. They're like like at least 10 years old. Which would mean that he would have become a grandfather at the age of like 40.
48.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he could have like a kid. Like if he had a kid relatively
Lawrence Fishburne's
young.
also an executive producer on that show.
Yeah, like
Yeah. Is that show still going on? Because it was a show that people were like, yeah, it's sick. It's a good one.
Yeah. Like I don't watch it, but yeah, man. I guess
the show got 2 spinoffs. This is like a real 90s sitcom at this point.
Yeah.
Because they got a spinoff called Grown-ish, which stars, I guess, one of their daughters as she goes to college.
She's like in college.
A year later, they got Mixed-ish, which centers on the mom, like when she was young. Because the mom is like half white, half black, and that's like a whole thing in the episode where they tackle Black Lives Matter stuff. Because who's the main character in that? Anthony Anderson,
something like that.
Yeah, so he is like really black, like actually from the hood sort of shit in the show. Like he's that kind of dude.
Do you know what the thing about that show was?
But so
that
he
is weird?
He talks about how he has a distrust of cops and why it's like this is the reality of it. But his wife, who was half white, has never had that issue because she grew up in a nice neighborhood and was always surrounded by other white people.
Oh,
yeah. So it's just kind of like just because you're black doesn't mean you understand. Like
I always thought
the struggles of black people.
I always thought the naming of that show was kind of weird. Like I know it has like black creators or whatever, so I'm not here to say that they're racist. But I think
it's because they're like they're not. It's not like the old stereotype of they're black so they're poor. They're black and they do very well for themselves.
That's what I mean, and that's why they're ish. And it's like you're not less black for being like kind of middle class. You know what I mean? Like it's like
unless you're that Republican black dude who ran for, in 2016.
Yeah, but like obviously,
if you're black and you're a Republican,
yeah, no, but even still, like it's a separate thing. But like, in all honesty, but like I always thought that was like kind of offensive. Is like they're black-ish. They're not fully black because they're like you know slightly well off because they work at like an accounting firm or whatever it is, like. Which I always thought was kind of offensive. Like, imagine if it was like there was a show that was called like Jew-ish, and it's like we love giving money away to people. You know what I mean?
There's in one of the episodes, the kid says the N-word while doing like Kanye West Gold Digger, and then they talk about the N-word. Like, they do a lot of stuff.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying they don't. I'm just saying like the Cosby Show. They were all like pretty middle class, and like nobody like was like they're less black for it.
Raven Simone was on the show.
Raven Simone's on fucking everything.
But she was she's the gay younger sister.
Oh, cool.
Which is
cool
so vibe. She comes and plays a lesbian And the episode, I guess, is about her coming out.
That's cool.
And it says that Andre, which is the main character, admits that homosexuality is a topic that most African Americans prefer to avoid due to homophobia, which is why he never discusses it with his sister.
Mm.
And oh wow, this leads to Rhonda, Raymond Simone's character, not inviting any of her family members to her wedding, and Andre finally talking to Rhonda about her sexuality. I think I want to watch this show.
I don't. It's a fucking shitty sitcom, dude. Like it's like. I don't know how good
it's not a shitty sitcom. It's a sitcom.
Yeah,
and
sitcoms
they're all inherently
shitty. Yeah,
but when they're good, it's like, oh yay.
Yeah, like there's the cream of the crop, but like I don't think
Modern Family is cool.
Like I think this show and Modern Family are on the same level, which is like I wouldn't watch either.
Well, Modern Family was like, oh look, this is like kind of interesting, but then you kind of just really like pull it back, and it's like this is just a show about rich white people.
Yeah.
There's no issue here. Like, their dad is a fucking millionaire who owns he's a carpenter who owns like a business.
Mm-hmm.
There's the gay son is a lawyer and like has done very well for himself.
Aren't they like both lawyers or something?
What?
The two gays.
Oh no, his husband is like the art gay. Yeah, where he's like, I love theater.
They're friends with Nathan Lane on that show, I believe.
I think so. But then the other side, which is the side where it's like the dad doesn't like the husband over there, but it's like the husband is like, I don't know what the mom did. I think she just worked for her dad, but he's like a real estate agent who does very well because he's a very social person. But he's not a man's man, and I'm like, come on, this is just like, it's just rich white people.
Yeah,
the show.
It's not good. Again, like only a small number of sitcoms, I think, like kind of, hit that cream of the crop vibes.
Yeah, and also the way it's shot is just them being like, hey, you know how The Office does really well?
I hate shows that just do that. It's so dumb. Like I used to.
They actually like fall into do the mockumentary thing like a little better, but it's like, why are they still following them at this point?
I feel like after Parks and Rec did it, they should have just stopped doing shows like that because Parks and Rec barely had like an excuse for it. They like never admitted the cameras were there at all. Like there was no in-universe explanation. They just did it. And like
they just used it as like a way of being like, hey, look, this is how we're gonna progress things. They use it for some comedy.
That show is like basically a spin-off of The Office.
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't just actually have straight up like crossovers.
Yeah,
like New Girl and Brooklyn Nine-Nine are the same universe.
Really?
Yeah, there's an episode of New Girl
where all the Brooklyn Nine-Nine characters show up.
No, where Andy Samberg occupies her vehicle because he's a cop, and I guess cops are allowed to do that. But
commandeers the vehicle.
Yeah, and she's like just goes and sits in the passenger seat while he drives after a perp, and she kind of explains what's going on in the episode, and the crossover is a bigger deal in the New Girl
cinematic universe.
Yeah, well, where it's like she goes and she like it's the reason why the tension happens in the episode is because she gets sidetracked from delivering something because of fucking Andy Samberg's character.
So like the same scene happens in both episodes?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So it's a nice. I like crossovers between
I heard New Girl's one of the good ones.
Yeah, I just don't like Zooey Deschanel that much.
I don't mind her. I know that everybody hated her for some time, but I don't.
It's because she has the manic pixie girl thing going on.
But she's not like that in that.
Yeah,
television
well, no,
show.
In New Girl, she is absolutely.
No,
in
but
the
she's
first
like,
season, she very much is.
But she's anything where that person has their own character arc and story is they stop being a manic pixie dream girl because the criticism of the trope is that they only exist to further a man's storyline.
Oh yeah, there's a real subtle accidental racism thing I had with that show. Is there is two black guys in that show, and it's played by Damon. One is Damon Wayans Jr. and the other one is Lamorne Morris.
Yeah, and you got them mixed up.
I thought they just because one of them goes away after like the first season and then comes back later. I think it's Damon Wayans' character.
You thought the same character?
I thought it was like the mom in Fresh Prince sort of thing.
Oh.
But turns out it's like, no, this is actually just their other friend.
That's funny.
Lamorne Morris is on like a new show that's kind of good.
Yeah. I
Well,
was going to say The Good Place is also a really top tier sitcom.
That's probably the best one.
Yeah. At
The
least
best
in the
modern sitcom.
Other than
yeah.
like Community.
Yeah, sure, you can have that.
What?
I think if Community ended before, like if it stopped a while ago, it probably would have been better.
I didn't watch season 6, but season 5 wasn't bad.
Yeah, well, so there, up until season 5, it's a really good show.
Well, no, it's just season 4 is dog trash, but the rest of it's pretty good.
Is that the one where they went through...
They had a different showrunner.
Yeah, but which is the one where Chang like takes over the school?
That's
and he's
season 3, where he becomes a dictator.
Okay.
That season's
that
great.
was a good one. Yeah.
Yeah. Season 4 is the season
That's
where...
also the one where they go to therapy at one point, and the guy tries to convince them that
it was an insane asylum. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
I
fun
have
one.
pictures on my phone. I still have my ID. I'm wearing a
like how they
Greendale
left-
shirt.
I like how they left the room for a second, going like,
Wait a second.
hold up, 1 second, and
that
then they
doesn't
go
make
back
any
in.
sense.
He's like trying to escape through the window.
Yeah. That was a good out.
Yeah.
But yeah, like season 4 is the one where it's like I have Changnesia, and they just kind of repeat beats from earlier seasons over and over again.
But then he also like wasn't that like he was faking? He was actually totally fine.
Can I be honest? I fully don't remember. I got a couple episodes into season 4 when I was rewatching earlier this year, and I was like, man, these first couple episodes, like season 4 is not as bad as I remember. And then I just like was like, yeah, this is boring.
Yeah.
Yeah. But oh yeah, I was going to talk about something else I did.
Yeah, how long that's going to take you?
I don't think very long.
Okay, because I'm pretty much done with my weeks if I'm not remembering anything. And also I said to Chris that we could play Among Us at 9.
And it's 10 to 9. All right, let's beeline through 2 things then. Awesome.
Or you could, I don't know, if one of them is good enough, you could save it for next week.
Yeah, I think I will. I think I'll just give it a small amount of lip service and then talk more about it next week. That was pretty much the plan anyway. So let's talk about Gundam War in the Pocket, because I did finish that.
All right, cool.
So Gundam War in the Pocket is the 6-episode Gundam OVA. They're only 30 minutes long, and I would say if you want to watch something that's really good Gundam and you don't want to commit to like a 50-episode show, I'd recommend this one. Tells the story about a kid who gets involved in the war by knowing multiple people involved, and he doesn't really understand the severity of it until tragedy strikes. It's a really great fucking show. Like, it's like it starts sort of the inciting incident is like there's a battle and like a Zaku, which is like one of the Xeon mobile suits. They're like kind of the bad guys, but you know, everybody in the world is a human person with thoughts and desires and feelings, so they don't know they're bad guys. And so, like, it crashes, and inside he meets a dude that's, like, his name's Bernie, and he's this Gundam pilot, or this mobile suit pilot, rather. And, like, the little kid and this, like, 20-year-old guy become pals, and, like, there's, like, a brotherly relationship there. It's really sweet, but, you know, he's essentially there, and he winds up on this, like, special mission to uncover, like, a special Gundam mobile suit that the Federation is secretly building in this place that they would sort of, there was like a treaty saying that they shouldn't do. So that's the Federation being shitty, but he's got to kind of uncover this thing. And so like the kid kind of ends up helping with this this armed group trying to do like military / like, because it's just a small group, you can kind of even call it like guerrilla terrorist movement within his city, and he winds up kind of being friends with them and helping this little kid, and it's got charm, it's got humor, and by the end I was fucking crying, man. Like, it's sad, like, it's good. Again, it's only 6 eps, and they're not regular episode length, which is like, I would say is a 22 episode is a regular, or 22 minute rather. is a regular episode. These are about 28-30 minutes, so like a little bit longer than you'd expect, but they're not like hour-long episodes, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Really good. The English dub, do you know what's fucking great? Is in the English dub, Bernie, like the pilot of the Zaku, like the brother type character.
Yeah.
He's voiced by fucking David Hayter.
Nice.
But it's like his real voice. It's not him doing Snake. It's him doing like his actual regular voice. So it's
That's
like
cool.
It's and like the act. It's like kind of got a little cheese because it's a kind of like 2000s dub, but like it's still good. Like the English dub's still good.
Okay.
The music's great because the actual show's from 1989 and it has some fucking like 1989 J-pop. The music just fucking bops. I think I sent you it on Snapchat. I think I sent you a link to the song. And was like, yo, this song fucking bops.
Actually, I don't think you did, because I would have ignored it anyways, but also I don't remember seeing that.
All right. Do you wanna just like do it now?
No, we don't have the time.
Okay. Look up the War in the Pocket theme, though, or whatever. It's really good. Anyway, I'd highly recommend it. One of the fucking things that I learned, though, is like, when I was looking at it, because I use my anime list to track what episode of things I'm on, because I forget a lot when I'm using like Blu-rays or a website that doesn't remember.
Okay.
And so like I was looking, and like Mal tells you like the average rating for shit. And one thing that's weird that I learned is like not one fucking piece of Gundam media has above a 9 on my anime list.
Yeah, because it's shit.
No, but like...
I'm kidding. I don't know.
There's a lot of garbage. There's so much Gintama that has over a fucking 9. You know what I mean? Like Death Note has over a fucking 9, and it's Death Note. It's not good.
Is it episode by episode based, or is it like the whole song?
No, it's the whole show.
Series?
Like no individual movie, no show, no fucking OVA of Gundam that I've seen on my anime list has an over 8 or over 9 star rating or whatever. Like, which is weird because like there's so much garbage that does. Like there's so much fucking trash up there. Like Attack on Titan, should it really be that high? No, it's a boring show that sucks.
Well, that's just like your opinion, man.
Both versions of Full Metal Alchemist are high up there in the top of all time. They don't deserve that high.
I don't deserve... Hey. Brotherhood does. The other one does not.
Brotherhood sits confidently next to Death Note, both always constantly vying for number 1 top rated.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why is Death Note so fucking high? Like, I get that it's good.
I don't know. I don't like Death Note.
I read all of it. It's good. It's just not like, it's not great. It's like a solid 7. You know what I mean? You know what?
Yeah, I don't know.
Death Note is just 2019's Joker. Now that I'm thinking about it, it's just okay. But edgelords fucking jack off to it.
Yeah, I think it's a very mediocre show. I think, like, I get it. Oh, it's so cool. Look at how these characters become evil, but whatever.
To be honest, I've never watched Death Note. I've only read the manga.
I'm sure it's probably better. Like, if the anime does it better, then that means, but the source material's bad. The source material's still bad.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's bad.
Unless they change it.
Like, I managed to read the whole thing. Like, I didn't give up on it. Like, it's fine.
Yeah. But I always, like, hate it when it's like, oh, you don't like, or it's like, oh, I don't like the source material. It's like, well, then you'll love the anime. And it's like, why would I love the anime then? Unless they completely change the story. I don't think so.
Did the thing you didn't like about the source material, was it that...
I haven't read it.
No. I mean, like, in general, was it that it had no music or voice acting? Because you'll love the anime. If that's what you wanted, then you'll love the anime. Yeah, I guess.
But I kind of just got very bored. Like, at the start of the anime, and was like, I don't care, and I know what happens. So,
yeah, Death Note's best parts are in its middle.
Yeah,
like it's a tone. It's like a tone piece. Promised Neverland is just a better Death Note.
Yeah,
because they're both about mental battles, but Promised Neverland also sets up an interesting world, and like when things in it change, they change significantly and are still cool. Because Death Note, once fucking the main antagonist disappears and we see the next antagonist, it's less good.
All right. Let's wrap it up.
All right. Also, Bando season 2 started. It's cool. Episode 1 is really good. Mandalorian.
Oh, Mando. Yeah. Is that what the thing you wanted to talk about?
Yeah, I was just going to mention it. The first episode of season 2 is out.
I'll try and binge through like the first season and then watch the episode. And then I can watch the second episode. We'll talk about it next week.
Yeah, because, again, I said this to you over text. The
people
thing
are going to be real rude.
Thing that happens at the end of episode 1 is something people are going to be constantly popping off on social media because it's a kind of big reveal.
Yeah, it's a character reveal. Thanks already, social media.
All right, guys, but thanks so much
it's
for...
Ahsoka Tano.
Ahsoka
said
Tano?
It's Ahsoka Tano. Yeah, I don't actually know. So don't confirm that.
The name's pronounced Ahsoka.
I don't care. It's a make fake name.
That's fair. Okay, guys, thanks so much for listening to the podcast. We love you. If you want to follow us, youtube.com/N8SComedy is where you can find this podcast along with other things. If you want to follow me personally, I'm at The Media Hole on Twitter. I'm at The Media Hole on TikTok. I'm at The Media Hole, I'm at twitch.tv/The Media Hole. And on Tumblr, I'm www.whenyourbalsgetstucktoyourleg.tumblr.com.
Change your name.
If you want to follow Ian, he is at StrugglesV on everything. He's recently come under fire for some tweets saying that games are better the more they crunch, and so watch him get canceled in real time on Twitter for that. All right, guys. Peace.
Peace.